Ayy, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and hit talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Podium podcast, home the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host Aramis.
It's 40 Keys over here.
Man, listen, it's Black Friday. Watching this Black Friday game, and this kicker tried a 58-yard field goal, and it looked like somebody blocked it, but then they didn't. And he just messed up the kick. And it takes you right back to that moment when Bass is about to kick that 61-yarder. And you got all these memories of the divisional round game and all these other games in your mind. And you just like, yo, please don't mess this up.
And he did what?
Man.
Bullseye.
Exactly right.
Bullseye,
exactly
that sucker right through the sucker. Man, listen. Tyler Bass, hey, y'all can hate on Bass all you want, but hey, he can do things some men can't do.
Yeah. Does it seem like Bass-O-Matic is back?
I think he is. You got to remember when he first started, his accuracy was his question.
Yeah.
Can he kick? I mean, we knew he had the leg for it, but does he have the accuracy for it? That's why he was originally supposed to be a place kicker, or a kickoff specialist, and then he weaseled his way right on into that kicking job.
He weaseled his way
right on in there, and he holding on, holding strong.
How did he weasel his way into it?
You know, they didn't plan on him doing that, but he won the job. Dan Carpenter was like either here or just got let go, so they say, you know what, we're gonna give a young guy a chance. And 5 years later, whatever it is now, he's still doing it. We still together. We still together.
All right, so the title of this episode is what Bills fans can expect on Sunday night.
Snow.
Besides snow,
Okay.
give me two things you expect to see the Bills do or see the 49ers do on Sunday night.
I expect the 49ers to be overly aggressive. Because I saw when they played Green
aggressive.
Bay. Yeah, when they played Green Bay, I mean, they have a lot of – I think they try to blitz Green Bay. If you know anything about 49ers, they don't blitz at all. They're actually less of a blitz team than we are.
Correct.
Which makes them number 2 in the league, and we're number 2 from the bottom, and we're number 3 from the bottom. That's how close it is. But I think when they saw what's his name, Josh Jacobs, and they saw Jordan Love trying to go off on them, which they actually win the game. But
that running game did kind of go off on them in the first half.
You know why? Because they're one of the worst tackling teams in the league, and that actually gets exponentially exposed by the fact that they're trying to blitz, which leaves them susceptible to arm tackles and things like they're not used to. So if they want to do it again, by all means, go ahead. James Cook, go off, baby. Go off, James Cook.
Now all of a sudden James Cook is this bruiser that's going to shrug off arm tackles.
I don't know where it came from. I'm telling you. That's the Ray Davis effect.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's that Ray Davis effect.
You know what? I think I am enjoying the Marshawn Lynch / Freddie Jackson Part 2 backfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's what we've tapped into again in these two guys.
I can agree.
Yeah. For the Bills, what do you have for the Bills first? Let's get to that. What do you have for the Bills?
I expect the Bills to.
It could just be one thing. You don't have to be.
No, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Because I watched the game, and I'm trying to translate to what I saw last night. Last night I saw a whole bunch of openings. It depends on how we block. If we block on the offensive line well, there's going to be they had gaping holes against the Niners.
Yeah. They
had gaping holes against, and that lends to the blocking, the blitzing as well.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a read on Keon Coleman if he's going to play. Amari Cooper should be right. They don't have Diamador Lenore, so I'm looking at an aerial attack that could be there.
Deal. He's their nickel corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's an aerial attack component that we can take advantage of if we so choose. Dawson Knox again should be some kind of part of the offense. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Brady draws up for what should be an interesting matchup on Sunday.
Yeah. and I'm not saying this just because it's what they said, but this feels like an amoeba game on offense. It feels like everything on offense is just going to work because it's Josh Allen, right? And not from the standpoint of Josh Allen. How can I say this? Josh Allen is the catalyst for things working, but other guys got to do their jobs too in order for the offense to really look good the way it did against the Jaguars and the way that it did against, some of the other teams that we beat, by significant point totals. And I think in this game in particular, there's going to be too much for the 49ers to try and defend. The 49ers defensively have not, like I said before, they've not changed that much from what they were when Robert Saleh was their defensive coordinator. They don't do a lot of motion at the line. They don't do a lot of disguising. They line up and they just play. And when you have a defensive line that doesn't do a lot of movement stuff either, you know what I mean? That really makes it very easy for an offensive line to block. And if you make things easy for this Bills offensive line to block, Josh is going to rip your defense apart. That's just the way that we've seen it happen. I think the only thing that has kind of gotten in the way with Robert Saleh defenses against the Jets, I would say, not the last 2 years, but last year and the year before, was they just had really, really great players on defense. And most of them were in their prime or just coming into the league as good playmakers all at the same time. So all that is to say, I expect the offense to have a great day against this 49ers team on Sunday night. And I think a lot of it is going to start with the run game. I mean, obviously the 49ers got ran on a lot by the Packers, and they'll want to fix that. But I don't think you can do that against us.
Well, it's tough because the Niners have a good running defense, good enough. But what you notice if you watch the game against Green Bay, they did a lot of motion pre-snap. Mm-hmm. Josh Jacobs moves around and got the ball. They had two running back sets. So I mean, the Bills have to be creative. It's not like they can just go out there and impose their will running wise. So right. I think Brady's really going to be tasked. You said you put it on Josh Allen, but I think it's going to be more so on Joe Brady to draw something up. He's got to draw creativity. Because if you want to go mano a mano and just run head up, you're not going to have as much success as you should. You have to. It's a cerebral game they got to play here, and that's what I think we should see on Sunday, especially with what's at stake. I think they can win. I believe win the division after this game.
Yeah, because Miami lost, so now they'll be 5 games ahead. It's over.
It's over with. So they can be the division champs crowned after Sunday at midnight. So. I think they need to go into the game with that mentality that they have to do whatever they can to solidify themselves as at least a division winner, and then let the number one place chips fall where they may.
Right. Thomas says, what's up, fellas? Hope the holiday went good and your families are well. As always, I'm locked in. Appreciate you,
Thomas, you know what I did on last night? I went to sleep.
Yep. I remember
I went to sleep. I remember, you know what? I'm not going to say I wasn't drinking all day. I had a couple beers, a little bit of whiskey.
A couple dad pops.
A little bit, I made lasagna yesterday. So, I think when I got to recline and lay down, it was over with.
Yeah.
All I know is Ken tried to put a controller in my lap. He was trying to play Mario Racing or whatever. My mom was over. Nah, it was a wrap. I was gone. I slept for about 2 hours.
Jeez.
2 hours. Then when I woke up, T fell asleep. So it was like my mom had company of one of the 2 adults and then Ken. So it was fine. She was there till almost 3 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah, I felt a little selfish because we usually start eating at about 4 o'clock,
mm-hmm.
right? So 4 o'clock hits. I don't even let it get to 4:01 before I got a full plate, right? So I sit down, I eat, you know what I mean, and I get my dessert, and then that's it, right? Because Caitlin made this amazing breakfast casserole. It was eggs, sausage, like breakfast sausage,
mm-hmm.
and like crushed croutons
mm-hmm.
with cheese. And then you bake it,
mm-hmm.
and man, it came out great. It was amazing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then we had that with some kielbasa, some toast, and then we had one more thing. Oh, we had the the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls.
Oh yeah.
Man, it was such a great and filling breakfast. By the time we got to Thanksgiving dinner, it was like one plate and I was done, bro. I'm sitting on the couch just like Black Friday shopping on my phone because I just could not do it. I did not want to get up. I didn't want to move. We were supposed to play games. We didn't play games.
Yes,
it was over. I felt bad.
Yeah, no, I did that. And had I had that breakfast, I'd have brought my gravy. Got to smatter some gravy on there.
Yeah.
Woo, something about that gravy unlocks an enzyme inside of you, boy. I tell you.
It triples the tryptophan
It does.
effect.
Man, I know I wasn't going nowhere yesterday. I had everything I needed already. There was no storage really open. So, Mom came through, and that was that. But, yeah, Tom, I hope you had a good time, and I hope everybody watching had a good time as well.
No doubt, no doubt.
What did y'all eat? Did y'all not eat turkey? Did y'all eat anything non-traditional? I want to know. Tell me about it.
Yeah. We always have turkey. Funny, though, I'm not a big fan of turkey. Like, I took some just because, you know what I mean? Like, you're right. It was there. Mm-hmm. But I'm a stuffing guy. I'm a big-time stuffing guy. What else? Big mac and cheese guy. I mean, we had all the usual Thanksgiving stuff. Yeah, we had all that.
Do you
stuff
like
there.
green bean casserole?
I've not met one that I really liked.
I like it.
Yeah?
Oh, I like it.
You made it?
I didn't make it, but T made it, and my dad's mother-in-law made it back in the day. Oh.
Okay. What's
green
in
bean.
A green bean casserole?
I think it's mushroom soup, green beans, those fried fried onions, those hard on top, and I think that's about it. You just season everything up and make it right.
Really?
It's not. Yeah, it's nothing too elaborate, but people might want to put like walnut. No, don't do that.
So like
don't put raisins.
Green bean soup, basically, just baked.
It's just thick. Yeah, you scoop it right on that bow. You good? I gotta have it, but no, yeah. I usually would do a steak. We'll do steaks or something like that, but turkey has been passed. They haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah. You ever did like a deep fried turkey?
Never did it.
No,
never had
me
it.
neither.
You? Oh,
no,
I'm about to say
I'm looking at all the options available right now.
Yeah, people do that deep. They just put the little bucket out and they dump that sucker in. And I'm like, that look real good, but I don't have the means or the know-how to do that. So I'm let the experts do it.
Right, right.
Did you see the Popeyes turkey picture going around?
No. Oh, you got to pull it up now.
That thing looked like a fricassee frog.
Roy said, when did mac and cheese become a staple of Thanksgiving? It wasn't a thing when I was growing up.
Roy.
I mean, y'all about the same age. Like, you got to explain that.
Roy, I remember. I remember it was the summer of '72. No, I'm playing. I'm joking. Aramis had to have me say that. Let's see. I'm required to make fun of my age by show standards.
Why is that show standards? Wait a second. I don't enforce this stuff. If I talk stuff about you, you're more than welcome to defend yourself.
No, I can't do that. You got people
thinking over here I'm just a tyrant over here.
No, you must do it.
You
must.
No, I must do it.
Yes.
I must. Yeah. All right. So Popeye's got a picture.
These aren't what I saw.
Okay. So this is Popeye's giving like they sell the turkey.
They sell Cajun style turkeys, and I guess it comes like in the casing, like you get the chops
and you can just bake it.
And you make it yourself. However, the finished product that I've seen. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it on my Facebook.
It don't look like these pictures.
It looks like you cooked it too long.
Wait, is this it right here? This one?
I wish.
Oh, no.
No, that ain't it. Hold on a second.
Even that looks edible.
Yeah, it does look edible. I'm about to show you right about now. It ain't going to be on my screen. I'm about to send it over your way.
I'm so upset. See, you know what? This is what makes me think the Chiefs are like beyond due for a loss. What the?
A fricassee frog.
It looked like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't say because my children might be listening. I can't say
it looks bad.
What I want to say.
It's horrible. What are you saying about the game now?
Yo, the Raiders had the ball, right? Mm-hmm. And they just fumbled it. Like, wow.
All on script.
Well, yeah, for the Chiefs. So the Raiders had the ball. They're driving, and the center snaps the ball. Quarterback's not ready. Ain't no like it hits him right in the face, and then they scramble. Chiefs get on it. Game over. You can't make this stuff up. Like the Chiefs have to be due for a playoff loss. Well, all of these games turning out like this, like they get a field goal block to win against the Broncos, right? Then what happened? What happened last week?
Last week what happened last week?
Let's
see what happened last week.
The
Carolina,
Panthers,
they barely won. They won by 3.
Right. The Panthers missed a field goal or something like that? Yeah, Panthers miss a field goal that's supposed to beat you. And then here you got a friggin' fumble. because it's a rookie center.
The face
by the
fumble.
Way. Right. So you can't – there is no Chiefs fan on this earth that can convince me the Chiefs deserve to be winning all these games. There's no way that the Chiefs look like they've been doing enough work to win all these games when all of these games come down to a mistake by the other team. You know what this really feels like? This feels like exactly what used to happen with the Patriots. Exactly what used to happen with the Patriots. The one thing I am grateful for, though, so far is, at least during the regular season, the Bills have been one of, 2 teams maybe? And I don't even know if I can say that because the Bills have the best record against the Chiefs in the regular season than any other team, right? So we've been the only team that's kind of been immune to that in the way that the Dolphins kind of were to the Patriots when they were great. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like the Dolphins were always able to pull out a win some way. They didn't have as great as a record as we have against the Chiefs now. But all of that is to say, it seems like the Chiefs are getting so much luck going their way this season that they have to be due for a loss. And I'm not trying to make the entire NFL about luck. But
you better hope the Bills see them first.
Huh?
You better hope the Bills see them first then.
You know what though? It doesn't even have to be that, because even if they clear a path for us, and then they we see them in their house in the divisional round, like, oh, fine.
Oh, I know that, but I'm saying I don't want them to lose to somebody else so we can clear our path by somebody else. I don't want to beat you, like Ric Flair used to say. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. And even though there are better teams out there, I'm sure right now, for Buffalo, that's the man. We got to destroy the man.
But if you beat the man that beat the man, aren't you still the man?
No.
What?
No. Because I want to punch the man in the face.
But what if the man is older now?
I'm still punching. I'm socking him out.
But
he's getting socked.
You want to fight Ric Flair at 65?
He's like 74. But yeah, I will still chop the mess out of Ric Flair.
Go ahead, chop him across the chest.
Woo! And I still woo in his face too. He done put me over his knee for 30 years. No, I'm get out of here. It's happening.
You can't do that, bro. Like if The Rock comes in and beats Ric Flair and then you beat The Rock, you still the man.
Put it like this. Okay, put it like this. Say the Dolphins going at 7.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we'll make this work. We'll be the number 1 seed, okay? The Dolphins going at 7.
Fair enough.
Playing against the Chiefs at number 2, and they beat them. We beat the Dolphins a million times. We know we got their number. I don't want to whoop your button. I want to give it to y'all.
There you go.
Thank you. And I mean, it's just it's small, but like I want to be. I don't want my big brother to fight my battles. I don't want to whoop him out. I don't want to work him over. I don't want to be that guy.
I get it. But I okay. Then can I say it like this then?
Sure.
I won't feel bad at all if somebody clears them out and we clear that team out.
We have to win the Super Bowl at that point. At that point, we have to win the bowl. Because I don't want to hear the Chiefs fans talking about the asterisk.
Super Bowl won't be but I don't care about that. We beat y'all in the regular season. We were the better team. The last time we played, listen, if Mac was here, I would bring this back up.
The last 4 times we played, and we were the better team. And then they say, you know what? Ha-ha! Who's going home, who's not? No, I want to send you home. Because last year, what they saw on our field, what they said, what did Pat Mahomes say? They asked for it. We gave them what they wanted. No. Round two. I'm going to give you what I asked for, and I'm going to give you what I wanted. That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm not trying to hear no more of that jazz. Any other team, Bullseye, Baltimore, yeah, whatever. Get cleared up by somebody else. I want to see you. Chargers, get cleared up.
I feel you. You want to be able to stand over the dead body of the quintessential Kansas City Chief. Whatever, the invisible fan, like, you know what I'm saying?
And poke him with a stick, like, do something. Right. Do something. Oh, I want to be that guy so bad. I want to be that guy. Matter of fact, I wanted to be in Arrowhead. I want to go there and kick them out of the playoffs. I don't want it here. I want it there.
Yeah, it would hurt so much more.
It would.
It really
in their
would.
face.
Yeah, well, because then they can't say, "Oh, well, we were just in your house. That's easy. It's easy to win at home." No, we came and did you up in your house.
We pieced you up.
Yep, that's
we pieced
it.
you out.
And,
that's all I'm trying to see.
From everything that I'm seeing so far, there is no way this Bills team cannot march right into Kansas City and just get all in Kansas City's mouth.
As long as they're in the P's and Q's, we good.
I made it. All right.
You did.
Listen, my luck has been up lately.
Had I said it done with.
Yeah. Steve says, if KC is overrated, how do you rate the Bills' wins versus good teams? Listen, the Bills can only play who's on their schedule. I don't need the Bills to have wins against great teams. I think I can see the progress. And for me, Kansas City is – you know what it feels like Kansas City is?
What does it feel like?
Kansas City feels like that karate master that's been, whooping on people for years and years and years, but he's kind of up there in age. Mm-hmm. And – the Bills are this, young buck that came in and has been giving them, good, strong competition every time. And low key, this old head is like scared of the young buck because he knows, like, at some point, I ain't gonna be able to touch this dude. You know what I'm saying? And the old head, like, his joints is getting weak. You know what I'm saying? As much as he eat right, as much as he work out and all that kind of stuff, his body just ain't working the way that it used to. You know what I'm saying? The receivers ain't winning the way they used to. Like, your boy Hopkins dropped a key pass that could have kept the game going on a drive right after the Raiders had just scored. But he dropped it. You know what I'm saying? So, all of these different aspects to the defense not being as good as it used to be last year, the secondary giving up big plays, the pass rush not being what it used to with Chris Jones. I mean, it's just not the same Chiefs team that we're used to seeing. They're not elite at anywhere except quarterback. You know what I mean? And for the Bills, our team was never based on elite players. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City has always had Kelsey in his prime. They've always had, Tyreek Hill or Kareem Hunt when he first got drafted, or who else? Chris Jones in his first couple of years, nobody knew what to do with him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They had I'm trying to think who they had a defensive end that was pretty darn good too.
You talking about the Chiefs?
Yeah.
They had what's it African Tom Bahali at one point?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tom Bahali was great.
Yeah. I have to look it up, but I know.
Is it Justin Houston?
Justin Houston they had.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they had elite guys, and no disrespect to anybody on this Buffalo Bills team, but we've not had names like that, like league-wide names like a Justin Houston was in his prime, or like a Tyreek Hill was, or a Travis Kelce, or a Chris Jones. Like, we've had guys that came into the league under the radar and only became big because they made plays here. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like I just don't see how it happens this season. Like, I think I would be more mad if it happens this season because of how complete my team feels, and how we assuredly beat that team here.
Yeah,
you can't win the way you won against the Chiefs team and then give it up in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I want to touch on Steve Lynn's comment. Two ain't beating no decent team. Stop. Use a real quarterback. That's the point. The reason why I use the Dolphins was the simple fact that we know we have their number. We know Josh is what he's lost 2 games against Miami.
He's only lost 1 game against Miami.
Well, he lost the Charles Clay game and then he lost the Heat Bowl game. So that's 2.
Was that with Tua though? Or are you just saying
just total
Dolphins? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen has their number. So I use the Dolphins because we know if we see them across the field in any way, shape, or form, we're like, we got this.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say if they beat the Chiefs, for us to beat them, it's like, I feel a little odd. And like Roy said, if we win the Super Bowl without having to face the Chiefs, the record books will not say we didn't beat the Chiefs. I don't really care what the record books say. I'm gonna hoist that trophy up. But in my mind, I want to beat the man. See, I don't you know me. I don't like. How can I say this? Getting there by somebody else beating. I want to beat the man. I want to beat that guy. Like if you beat me in Madden a million times, I want to play you. I don't want to play nobody else to get past you. I want to be the one. Right. So I mean, that's just my mentality. A lot of people will say, of course, it doesn't matter if you beat the Chiefs, or you beat the Ravens, if you beat anybody with note. Yeah. But I want to say, because of who I am, we beat y'all.
Right.
And it's not. I want them to shut up. I don't expect them to kiss my feet. But it's just for me to be able to say, yo, we beat y'all. Shut up until next year.
Well, so here's the thing with that. I can see a Chiefs fan and possibly Nick Wright saying this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's going to say whatever it is.
Well, I could see Nick Wright saying, okay, fine, you beat the Chiefs after they've been in the playoffs every time for the last 5-6 seasons. Everybody that's on that team from those days has so much wear and tear on them that they're just way beyond their years in terms of experience and wear and tear and all that stuff. So you beat up an old man, good for you. You know what I mean? Like they're going to find some way to spin this in which the Bills don't actually get 100% of the credit for beating a 10-1 team.
You know what my rebut to that is? And it's not. I don't even care what Nick Wright. Not say that what you're saying is wrong, because I agree, but I don't care, because this is what I would say. When did we have DeMar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp as our starting safeties? Where's Stephon Diggs? Oh, where's Gabe Davis? We're a new team too. We wear the same colors, but this is not the same team you've seen before. Right. Obviously something worked, something clicked. We didn't have Von Miller before. We got him now. Something clicked that didn't click before to allow us to ascend past where your level is. Yeah, so maybe we are that team.
So okay, so then what would you say to that person when they say, okay, that's the case, right? But the Bills have taken a step forward and are now actually right now a better team than they were last year when they had all those stars, and even the year, you could say the year before, the last 2 years, however you want to say it. Mm-hmm. They're a more complete team and a better team now with what they have, and the Chiefs have actually taken a step back. Their defense is not the same. Their offense is not playing the same. They're they're a significantly worse looking team. Their numbers may be similar, but they're a significantly worse looking team.
And this is what you will hate. I would this is where Rich and Boo will rejoice.
Okay, come on.
Because in the eve of losing those stars, in the eve of a bleak salary cap, you found a way. A way I didn't even see happening. Tony would tell you. Well, my man would tell you. Keys told me all the time. They done. This is going to be a bad year, even though I said it was 11-win year. They're done. He said this is not going to happen, and they made it. So that lends to cementing the legacy of McDermott in my eyes, the legacy of being in my eyes. When people say give him credit, if they win the bowl in this situation, I will give you credit, because you won without Matt Milano, with Dorian Williams as a linebacker. You won with those two safeties. You won, in a situation where you didn't have a number one wide receiver. Amari Cooper, even though he's been on the team for 3 weeks, he hasn't done anything. You're talking about Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir are leading the team. Yeah. So if you can lead these men to the promised land, I'm going to give you mad credit. That's how I look at it. So Andy Reid, you couldn't do it. You couldn't build your team. Xavier, whether you traded up for, you couldn't make it work. I guess you're getting old, brother.
Yeah.
I guess y'all time is what the boys say? John Cena, your time is up, my time is down.
John Cena sucks.
That must have a sore spot.
It is. I be thinking with Judy about John Cena's all the time. Every time I hear that song, don't get me wrong, I used to like the song. Like it's one of the best intro songs in WWE history, right? Yeah. But some of the stuff that I've seen John Cena do, it's bad. It's asinine. It's like, bro, why did you think you could get away with that?
I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right, that's fine.
I'm sorry. I mean, some of the things.
Underrated actor, though. Yeah. Underrated actor. Yeah. I will give him that. Underrated actor.
He does. He's actually a decent rapper too. Yeah. I don't know if he's got a ghostwriter, but he delivers the rhymes.
Yeah,
but, He's wrestling, and I'm sorry.
Hence, John Cena. Yo, remember when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings at one time, and there was that huge John Cena fan that was walking into the Buffalo Wild Wings?
He had the belt and everything.
I had 2 Long Islands in me, right? And I'm walking out. And this dude, like, I just knew he was going in there to watch the match. I was like, oh, you going in there? It was like, yo, I don't even know if I can say it now. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I can't say it. I'm going to get canceled if I say it. I can't say it.
Right, bet. If he says he's going to get, trust me.
I can't say it.
We'll tell you off air.
But yeah, I was talking so much stuff about John Cena with a serious face, and I was lying to this dude like you wouldn't believe it. He was like, he was starting to look like he was butthurt or something like that. Like he looked depressed by the time I got done, like, you know, making fun of John Cena and stuff. And I felt so bad for this dude, but man, it was one of the funniest nights of my life, man. 'Cause it was great. It was great. Like this dude was like, for real? Right. And y'all was just standing there quiet, just watching me just bold-faced lie to this dude and give him news that didn't exist.
Hey, I'm a good co-signer. What can I say? Multitasking at his finest.
It was glorious. Roy says, my two favorite wrestlers ever, Bret Hart and Goldberg. Goldberg was the dude.
You know what? Goldberg was all gimmick. Goldberg was a horrible wrestler.
That spear was no gimmick.
No, he was a horrible wrestler. I was a big Goldberg fan. There's a reason why Goldberg came on at 8:57 and wrestling went off at 9:03.
Bro,
they knew.
Who cares? Okay.
No, he was my guy. Trust me.
Who cares? Who cares if Josh Allen can throw with anticipation? The dude can leap over linebackers. That's what we talking about. That's who Goldberg was.
See, I'm not.
Goldberg was an absolute monster.
I want the guy to throw it.
Of course you do.
I don't care about leaping over. I want those. Okay, this is where I'm gonna kill it. I want Josh Allen to be here for the next 10 years. He ain't gonna get there leaping over linebackers. Somebody going right into his kids. It's over with for him.
Into his kids.
Right into the kids. Ugh. And he's engaged now, so they will be coming.
I was just gonna say, bro, Haley Allen now would not like that at all.
She's not gonna stand for that.
You think she's gonna hyphenate? I think it would be stupid to hyphenate.
No, I think she gonna. I think she know who. She know.
Haley Steinfeld Allen. I can't see that.
They know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
No, so I mean, off topic, was it Roy? Best wrestler, worst wrestler was actually Hulk Hogan. He was horrible.
Really?
Going back, looking at it, horrible. Who just dies in the ring on a leg drop?
I mean, like literally, who died and made you the judge of wrestlers?
The leg drop,
Bruh, did you wrestle at any point?
The Hogan boot.
How do you know he's a bad wrestler?
You can't get around the Hogan boot.
I need to understand what your logic is on that.
He gets punched in the face. He gets socked down. I don't want to hit. No, I don't know. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Nah, we used to
use
that's
vitamins 80s action movie gold.
We vitamins and everything.
No,
we
bro,
believe.
You don't understand.
Hulkamania.
I watched every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie there was, and everything that Hulk Hogan did was all of the same stuff that every bad guy in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie did.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's all the same stuff.
Because those were all definitely scripted.
Absolutely.
Hogan goes, he'll stand up, put his foot in the air.
Then it was scripted.
He puts his foot in the air and lets you walk into it, and then he gives you the this. And then you got to lay there long enough for him to bounce off the rope and get you with the leg. You know how humiliating it is to die to the leg drop?
If I catch you and trip you and throw you into a wall, you see the wall coming. Now you can't avoid it. That's how big his foot. The dude was 6'8". He probably wore a size 20 shoe.
It doesn't matter.
That's like running into a wall.
All you got to do right there. That's all you got. Man, they walk. There's like two.
So you expect Hacksaw to just be Neo and just Matrix his way under that?
Hacksaw was
USA.
And he had the Macho Man elbow. Like when you take a regular move and make it your finisher, you're trash. They weren't doing elbow drops from the top rope before Macho Man.
What you think the leg drop was?
Exactly why he was garbage. Everybody's doing leg drops.
So who was your favorite wrestler? I can't wait to hear this.
My favorite wrestler all
It's
time.
Probably gonna be some technical genius that didn't make it anywhere.
What? Like Ken Shamrock or something.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Freaking Kurt Angle. One of the greatest technical wrestlers in America.
He drinks milk. Man, I ain't gonna lie, because Stone Cold, he had something to him. I don't know if he was my favorite though.
He gave people the finger.
Yo, and he sprayed him with beer. And when they throw in the beer and he drops it, he get mad at the person that threw in the beer because he dropped. And he crack it and none of it goes in his mouth, but it's all in his chest and drawers. It's all
gosh.
it's cascading
You about to
up.
kill me
Man,
over here.
let me have that. Let me get some of that off you. What kind of beer was he drinking? Budweiser's? Yeah, anyway. Nah, yeah, probably Kane or somebody like that. Just scare value.
Oh, Brett. Roy says Brett was a technician.
Yes, he
Goldberg was a beast. Never liked Hogan.
No, Hogan was trash.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Hogan either.
No,
I'm not.
he was
gonna lie.
annoying.
Yeah. My favorite wrestlers were the ones with, like, in my mind, the best finishers. Like Goldberg had a couple of the best finishers.
Yeah.
Razor Ramon had one of the best
there you
finishers
go.
ever. Like,
There you go. Something happened to this goal. Something gonna happen to you. And he had the beat was a beast too. His music was Razor Ramon's probably up there.
Razor Ramon's one of my boys. I even like the Rock's finishers.
The Rock was cool.
Like to me it was at the time people didn't talk like he talked. You know what I'm saying? Like people wasn't like swagging out like he, you know what I'm saying?
Charisma.
Like he was like, yo, you better shut your damn mouth.
And watch your damn mouth.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I remember when I was a kid, I thought wrestling was real when Papa Shango put the hex on Ultimate Warrior. Remember that? When Papa Shango put the hex on Ultimate Warrior, you remember that? He was all that green stuff was coming out of his head.
Shango. Wow.
And he started puking. I was like, "Oh, it's real! I'm scared. Mom, hold me."
No, that was just.
I said, "Mom, hold me, please."
That was just an overdose.
Like, yo, he's seizing up. Somebody get him.
He did it with the music too. It's killing me.
He ain't had no interest. He just ran as fast as he could and slid into the ring and started shaking stuff.
Forgive me, y'all. I'm trying to save myself from laughing and coughing all over the show.
He had no interest at all. He just ran as fast as he could. Full out sprint.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
Ultimate Warrior was that guy. Rest his soul.
Videsh says the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat. See, that's the thing. Yeah, Steamboat. You had Jimmy Snuka. They were all high flyers. So when Macho Man come up with that elbow drop, it's like.
Roy says, "Come on, Key. Say Haystack Calhoun."
No,
that's not the technical genius you
what
like.
What about Barry Horowitz, Mister? He was a jobber that
I
became.
have no idea who that is.
You know Barry? Okay. Let me tell you, Barry Horowitz was a jobber. Remember jobbers on Saturday Morning Wrestling? The stars never fought each other. They fought the jobbers out in the Brooklyn Brawler and all them guys. Horowitz was he was the ultimate jobber. He actually got a contract because he was so known as a jobber. He actually became a star. He had this robe with a hand on the back because all he did was pat himself on the back. So he had like this bedazzled hand on the shoulder back here. It was ridiculous, yeah. But that was his name.
Wow, that is terrible.
Oh,
that is
wrestling.
absolutely terrible.
I ain't watched wrestling in 10 years.
Triggs44 says, we getting back to football now.
Go ahead, Triggs.
We got everybody getting in here with these old-time wrestlers.
Hey, I'm with everybody want to talk about anything they want to talk about.
Hey,
Let's go.
I'm cool with it too. I just don't want to ignore the people that's talking about the Chiefs
they
game.
want to talk about football. We're going to talk about football.
Yeah, Triggs said the Chiefs are getting on my last damn nerve. I swear they're like the Road Runner. Like, how lucky can you be? Damn.
Hey, Acme. All about the Acme.
Yeah, it's okay. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were the head coach of that team, and you know y'all winning these gimmicky games, give me your post-game speech after this game in which the center fumbles the snap. And all the Raiders are doing at that point, I think, is trying to get a few extra yards, kick the field goal. Right? I think it was 11 seconds left on the clock. It's pretty much over at that point. Right? What's your post-game speech if you're Andy Reid?
Well, I have a messed up answer and I have a good answer. The messed up answer is just put Jameis Winston in front of him.
Oh, God! Why? How did he make it on this show? We talking about the Chiefs and Raiders, and somehow famous Jameis makes it onto the show.
Somehow.
You know what?
He said it though. He said it. You heard it. You heard him say it.
Clock it in.
He hates him so slowly for saying that too. But anyway,
now we got to get a cardboard cutout of him somewhere where I can throw darts at it. In here.
I would take that.
You would take that?
But I
Shoot
think
it right up his nostril.
Right up his nostril. I think if I was Andy Reid, honestly, I would have to laud my team on being opportunistic. You know, honestly, because they aren't winning these games from start to finish. They're in almost all. How many games have the Chiefs won by More than 10, we'll say. Let me just take a look real quick. Who
Beth
is this
says,
here?
listen, I can't right now with that horseshoe.
Right. Yeah.
I can't either.
I mean, they beat the Niners by 10. That's it.
Right.
So they're opportunistic. I mean, look at what they do. I mean, they take advantage of the small things and make it multiply. They make it massive, and make a mountain out of a molehill.
Right.
So I mean, I think if I was a coach, I would laud them for not leaving anything to chance. You know, to dotting their I's and crossing their T's. But at the same time, I would still challenge them to pick it up a notch in the future when you play against these. You know, you're not playing anybody really of note. They're playing the Chargers next week, the Browns and Houston, Steelers and Broncos. So realistically, I guess the Steelers, but the way Andy Reid is, that defense is what it is. Andy Reid can still devise a plan to beat them. You know, but I really think that he has to challenge his team to get out to an early lead, to challenge them to, to take hold of the game before it comes to crunch time. I think that's what I would harp on in the locker room after the game.
Yeah. Beth going in. She says, KC has got to have someone paid off. Did you see Mahomes' face after the Raiders' bad snap? He looked guilty as
And Beth, you don't speak French. We're all good here.
Yeah, right. Don't worry about that. No,
I can't say it, but you can.
That's
Do your thing.
why we have the button.
Right.
That's
Do
it
your
right
thing.
there.
I can't say it, but you can.
Roy
Trust me.
says go stand in the corner.
You know what? Actually, it is Christmas time. So, like, if Mel was here, he would know about the Christmas story. You got to wash your mouth out with soap.
Yeah. You know what? That actually happened to me. I had to do that one time.
I just got the belt.
Yeah, no, I had to put the whole soap in my mouth and just leave it there.
Just leave it there.
And you know what's weird about that? You can't control the tongue. And the tongue always gets curious when you put something in your mouth.
Yep.
So I started like tasting it, and it was bad. It was bad.
It's real bad.
Sal says I missed it. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm sorry. Sunny Sun Brian said Chiefs are like the Undertaker. When you think he's done, the mop come back to win in the end. Oh yeah, the choke slam is easily one of the best finishers ever.
Tombstone, choke slam. Hey, yeah, Kamala scared of the casket match. Kamala, oh, you got to go back. I'm gonna stop because in my line of work, I actually met Paul Heyman, and he's nothing like he would think he's gonna be.
Yeah,
he's actually super
what's
nice.
going on? Go ahead.
I was saying Paul Heyman is actually super nice, but anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sal says play should have been whistled dead. Refs are a joke. Oh, on the snap? Why on the snap?
I didn't see it. Was it
I saw the
offside,
replay
false
of it.
start?
The volume was, huh?
It might have been. You know, it might have been false start. Was it what place he's talking about? A Chiefs offensive play? Because if it wasn't, Juwan Taylor might have jumped false start again.
Yo, between jumping off sides between false starts for him and not lining up right.
Yeah,
like
he's a mark.
He's been egregious with that all season long.
Go back to scratch. Start over.
Right.
Start your whole life again.
Trey said, "Nah, the Chiefs are more like Eddie Guerrero." Yo, Eddie Guerrero used to get on my last nerve, bro. You right. I think that's it. I think the Chiefs are Eddie Guerrero. Like, how in the world did this dude win some of the matches he won?
Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat, yes. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the most improbable wins ever. Why? Because his stamina outlasted the other guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Latino
saying?
Heat.
That's unbelievable.
Latino
Unbelievable.
Heat. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, looking at their rankings, the Bills are third in points scored, seventh in points allowed. We're number one in turnover differential. If I'm not mistaken, the 49ers are 10th in points scored. No, I think they might be 10th in points allowed. 17th in points scored.
Yep.
And then their turnover differential is like 15th or 14th. So they're somewhere in the teens, right? They're not great. And for me, that's kind of the difference. When you look at all of their impact players, the only guy that's really balling right now for that offense is Kittle. Now, the tricky part with that is, while he does possess the potential to take over games, for some reason, they don't use him like that, right? They don't look at his play and say, man, he's dominating the guy checking him. Let's just keep going to him all game. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have those games maybe once a season or twice a season at the most. But I think that's part of the reason why Kittle kind of gets overlooked, especially in fantasy. You know what I'm saying? So what do you focus on when you're going against this 49ers team? Because McCaffrey isn't 100%, right? So he's not going to break some of the tackles that he would have broken before. He's not going to beat, guys to the corner the way he used to. He's going to be very stoppable, right? And Deebo Samuel's not playing the same. They don't have Brandon Ayuk. I mean,
no, their number 2 receiver is Juwan Jennings. That's their
Juwan
number
Jennings
2.
is their quasi number 1 right now.
Well, I mean, their number 2 option. I think Kittle is their number 1 receiver now.
Okay.
He has 49 catches and Jennings has 47. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you're talking about a team that the Bills actually stack up nicely because they don't play focused on one player. They play their defense, and the defense is built to stop multiple fronts. As long as you give everything in front of you, everything that you can, everything that most teams will have to figure out how to stop, the Bills already have built into their repertoire. We don't have any world beaters anywhere, like you said earlier, but what they have is a scheme that can limit the offensive production of other teams.
Right, 100%. And I think that word right there is what wins the game for the Bills on Sunday. It's scheme. Right? When you look at what the 49ers do on offense, so much of what they do is revolved around the motions and the misdirections and all that kind of stuff. They don't have, again, aside from George Kittle, they don't have George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. They don't have elite guys that can win one-on-one matchups consistently. That you look at them and you say, oh, like, we have to stop that guy. You know what I'm saying? And even in the way that they use Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle, it all fits within the scheme. It's kind of like the way the Bills play offense. Like, everybody's going to get their turn, in a sense. So what does that mean? Okay, well, if you're playing a scheme and there are just good players in the scheme that make it work better, then you don't necessarily have to worry about stopping specific players. Like you said, you worry about stopping the scheme. And if the Bills' defense is scheme-based and not player-based, and just from the standpoint of, we don't rely on elite players to make plays. We rely on the scheme to kind of dictate how the game goes. I think it's an easy matchup.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know what I mean? What the 49ers do is so similar to what Mike McDaniels in the Dolphins do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this is going to be stuff we've never seen before and we're not used to. We see this on a multiplied level against the Dolphins. What the Dolphins do with motions and all that kind of stuff is ×2 of whatever the 49ers are doing.
I put the Dolphins' skill position units ahead of the 49ers unit. I mean, let's forget about the history of the 49ers. Let's forget about Joe Montana. Let's forget about Steve Young. Let's forget about the catch. Let's forget about all the years of past. Let's think about who the Niners are now. I think Tua is better than whoever the number 1 receiver is. You got Waddle, he's rivaling at least their number 2 receiver. You got A-Chain, Mostert, and Wright. Those are 3 running backs that the Niners do not have. I would take Tua over Brock Purdy as well. So when you look at what we have to play against 2 times a year versus what the Niners offer in this game, I don't see a situation where we can say, oh man, we have to really be afraid. We got to get, obviously you got to take this game seriously, but it's not a game where you have to really put all your bucks in a row and go all in and try to beat them. Right.
All right. We're gonna take a break from 49ers talk really quick because I have a couple of things that I wanted to point out, and
I got things. I'm hoping Mac is coming because I got probably about.
He said he's gonna be here at 7.
I hope he still comes because I actually had this was, believe it or not, guys, this is something I had a question for my other comrade, and I wanted you guys to join in too. And I've had this for 2 weeks. I've been sitting on.
Oh, snap.
But yeah, it's been in my notes for 2 weeks. So I think it's a good conversation. So y'all to get to know us, and us get to know y'all. So let's stay tuned for that.
All right, bet. Yeah. So we got that coming up. So make sure y'all
I've
stay
been
with us
for a while. I'm like, it's 6:53. Matt, walk through that door. No.
So I have a scenario for you.
What up?
And I need you to tell me what this is, right? and this actually happened in the Chiefs game today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Raiders rusher going up against my left tackle.
Okay.
I'm the guard.
Okay.
I see that guy starting to beat my tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I go over, and the angle that I'm at, yes, Mac is walking in as we speak. Yes. As the man walks in himself. What's going on, baby? What's going on? How you feeling?
That's a weird dance, right?
Yeah, don't ever do that again. That's the last time we need to see all that.
Thanks, brother.
We gotta get a camera on Junie now. We gotta get that figured out. We'll definitely get that figured out. Actually, I think I got an idea for the angle too.
Yes.
Yep. It's over. It's happening. Matter of fact, it's probably gonna happen Monday.
Do better now. Your boy in there, bro.
So Mac.
Hey.
So I had a couple of scenarios I wanted to run by y'all just to see what y'all think. Okay? I am the Chiefs' right guard. And, well, first of all, did you see the game?
Of course I saw the game.
Okay, so I'm the Chiefs' right guard. And I see the Raiders' defensive lineman beating my right tackle, right? I roll over there and I, from behind, hit the defensive end and knock him down. The defensive lineman is now at the feet of my right tackle. How is that not illegal blocking the back?
You hit him in the back?
He hit him in the back. He put one hand on the side, but he hit the dude in the back. Like the defensive end got hit in the back and like fell to the ground.
I have to see it. But yeah, I mean, the rules state.
You about to weasel your way out of this
No,
one?
no, because I can't
okay.
see. I mean, this might be the rules state. You have to, because I know a lot of people they get caught up and stuff like that. But you have to, in essence, be able to see the numbers on the front of his jersey. So if he can see the numbers on the front of his jersey, pretty much he can do whatever he wants. But it doesn't sound like that's the case based on what you're illustrating. So
No, because he was engaged with the right tackle when he got hit in the back. You know what I'm saying? I think that's part of the reason he went down the way he did is he's engaged with the guy, trying to put all his weight and his work into beating that, and he gets hit from the back, and it's like, now my body just gave out.
Well, yeah, maybe it's been a flag. Might have been.
What do y'all think is going on with the Chiefs, bro? Like, a couple of games I can see that, but, bro, it's every week.
Ask him what you asked me. Ask him what you asked me about the locker room speech.
It's
Go ahead.
every week. Like, bad teams, good team, it don't matter. It's every week.
So what's your post-game speech after this game if you're the Chiefs?
If I was the Chiefs,
If you're Andy Reid, like, what are you saying to your team? Like, great job today, fellas.
this is how we do. This is how we play, guys. This is what we do.
You would.
Chief Kingdom, baby.
That is the opposite of what I was expecting to come out of your mouth.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. Like, bad teams. The Raiders are 2-9.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, good teams. It doesn't matter. They win the same way every week.
Well, like I told, I think the locker room speech has to go along the lines of talking about being opportunistic and crossing all T's, dotting all I's. Because you think about it, they only beat one team by 10. They beat nobody else by more than 10. So that tells you right now you're taking care of all the little things. You're not blowing anybody out. You're not dominating anybody. You're just doing the little things that other teams are not doing. Even if I'm not even talking about cheating. I'm talking about just the little itty bitty pieces to the game that other teams are not paying attention to.
Right.
Yeah.
This is crazy to me. Like, I hate to be the conspiracy guy, but come on, every week.
You're the conspiracy guy on the show. What are you talking about?
But every week, come on, man. Like, how?
You came on the show last year before the Super Bowl and told us about the colors. You came on the show.
You did.
The whole run.
Yes,
and you hate to be the
that's
conspiracy guy? Come on now.
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up, man. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I can't see a team being that good and win the way they do every week. Like, again, to me, if it's different, it will be difference between, like, oh, they just do it against the good teams or it's just the bad teams. It's no matter who they play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
It boggles my mind. I don't get it, man.
I was saying this reeks of the 2000 era Patriots teams where, teams were just into their own heads and, scared to death to lose, so they would make mistakes along the way that always won it for the Patriots. They didn't really dominate teams so much as just outlast teams to the end.
Right. I mean, we were that team a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we shouldn't have been in the game at all, but like we were balling out against the Patriots, but in the end we wound up losing the game. But I can see we got that boost of confidence, like we could take these guys.
Yeah. Roy asks, are the Chiefs the worst 11-1 team ever?
I would have to say between them and remember the COVID year, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they won 11 and I wanted to say they won either 10 or 11 and they lost to Washington.
Who was their quarterback? Is it Ben?
COVID?
It had to be Ben.
I think so.
Was that Ben's last year, maybe?
Yeah, that was terrible, Ben.
That might have been Ben's last year.
Yeah.
But I remember I was at the airport because I was working at the airport during COVID.
Yeah.
And I was telling my boys, yo, I can see the Steelers losing. Like, what? I'm like, who they playing? The Commanders. Like, there's no way. I'm like, bro, they can lose that game. And they wind up losing to the Commanders.
Wow.
That was the second last year. They went 12-3 that year, 2020. And then the next year they went 9-7. That was Ben's last year, 9-7, 2021.
Was that were they 11-0 or 12-0 when they lost to the
Let's see.
Commanders? I know for a fact they lost to the Commanders because I was supposed to bet money on it, but I didn't.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
11
10,
and
11.
0.
11-0.
Then they lost 3, then one more.
I would say between them and these two teams, but the only difference between that team is that team actually put up points. Like Steelers had some dominant wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
they
saying?
did.
These guys have not. You said out of 11 games they won 1 by 2 scores?
Well, let's see. Ben Roethlisberger was a quarterback. Deontay Johnson was a wide receiver. James Conner, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Eric Ebron.
They had weapons. Yeah,
They
Eric
had
Ebron,
They had James Washington. So I think I think I'll give them credit for being 11-1 or whatever they are right now because of the devoid weapon situation they have there. Like I said, to continuously go out there and dot I's and cross T's every week, that speaks to coaching. I mean, they did have weapons that got hurt, Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco, but it's hard for me to knock them completely. It's just the fact that they're winning despite the absence of talent as we see it on their offensive side.
Right. Does the lack of mentioning Hollywood Brown mean you don't think of him as a weapon?
He has to show me he's going to be a weapon. He has to show it to me first.
I just had to ask.
No, I mean he could be, but he has to show it to me first because he's been in the league so long, and his reputation precedes him. Yeah. He's got the speed, he's got this, but we've never seen it. It's like John Ross from Cincinnati back in the day. It's like, wow, this dude's a Blazer, but he ain't do nothing with it. Who cares? Stephen Hill from the Jets, he beat Justin Rogers, and that was it for him. Right. After that, it's like I just need to see it, and then I'll be like, all right, cool. Yeah.
Now, do you give the Chiefs credit when the other team blunders the ball away?
They push the button.
They
push the button.
So do you think it's like it's psychological? Like you're at the grasp of beating the Chiefs. We got this, and then they fumble.
Now this is the kick part. To Mel's point, what do you always say? Who they play today? Division team. So they should know who the Chiefs are.
Right.
That's very true.
Right.
So this is a Raiders team that's beaten this Chiefs team before. They beat them last year when they were better.
Yeah,
they did.
So. It's also a Raiders team that beat the Ravens when they were at their hottest this season.
I'm not gonna lie. I still believe the divisions are always tougher, but I thought for sure the Raiders didn't have no horses in this race at all.
Yeah.
Key, they have no running back. They're not playing their number one quarterback.
They don't have him.
They don't have Devontae Adams. Like all they got is Bowers and Jacoby Myers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally all they have. So I didn't expect them to do any of this.
Yeah. Who was their quarterback today?
Aiden O'Connell.
He played. I thought he had a broken collarbone.
He's back. Yeah.
Now Gardner Minshew is hurt now, which is
Minshew,
why.
okay.
Yeah, now he was their, if you look at the stats, he's their leading passer and leader guy. So he's their leader starter, but Aiden O'Connell came in and literally was a drive away from beating the Chiefs. So
Minshew broke his collarbone, right?
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
We got two people that think this is some witchcraft going on. Lindsay says when Taylor Swift is at games, voodoo happens. I'm telling you, she's in witchcraft. And then No Bones About It says, this is witchcraft.
I'm mad she said no bones about it. You talking about Taylor Swift. She bony.
Well, yeah.
Bad Boney.
Yeah.
Didn't they say all the games she attend they haven't lost?
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could be mistaken, but
I
don't think she's.
I want to say even going to last year.
Are we perpetuating that Taylor Swift is into witchcraft?
Bro,
This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Listen. Who was they only lost to?
Who?
KC.
Us.
Was Taylor in the building?
No. She could have been, but she wasn't. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Man.
Travis threw it on purpose.
No bones about it says the lore of the Chiefs must die. Yeah, the Bills gonna kill it. Watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Next one. What's the deal with illegal blocker downfield penalties? Like, that was another thing that happened in this game where the Raiders had a I think they made the play. No, it was already second and long, and then they were about to run the screen, and if the running back was allowed to like follow the play, they would have gotten a first down, even with them being long down the distance on second down, and then they got that penalty, it backed them up even further on third down, and and it was still close at this point. I think it was still 10-3, right? But I thought about this for a second. The illegal blocker downfield on screenplays gets called all the time, right? But if I'm not mistaken, refs have the ability to make calls based on their interpretation of the rules, right? On that particular penalty, if I know it's a freaking screenplay, why am I calling illegal blocker downfield if I can clearly see that the pass rush is not allowing the quarterback to get the ball off fast enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a referee and I'm seeing that, this goes in line with the conversation that we were having about penalties in general. Like, they should all fall within the context of how the play was affected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in that particular case, if you can see the defensive end is in the quarterback's face and he's trying to get the ball out, you can't penalize the offensive lineman. Like, what are they supposed to do? Look back at the quarterback to make sure he got the ball out, then turn around and see the blocker, the guy he's supposed to block, running right past him?
Are they supposed? Shouldn't they? So the rule is you got to stay there.
You got to stay within.
You can't pass the line of scrimmage.
A yard past. You can't be past a yard past the line of scrimmage. So, no, I mean, I would call it 100% of the time. The reason why is because I'm struggling with why you wouldn't call it. I mean, it's a timing play. I mean, it's a one read route. So if it's not there, the quarterback's got to throw it away. You can't hold on to it because what's he doing? He's going to hold on to it, and your offensive linemen are on the time. It's a 1, 2, 3, go. So that's like RPOs as well. If you run an RPO, if you don't throw that thing as fast as possible, it's going to be illegal blocker downfield every time. So the problem is when they don't call it or when they're subjective, it was a yard and a half, 2 yards. It was close enough. You got to call it by the rule. When it specifies in the rule book what the yardage is, you got to call it. I mean, I get what you're saying. I know what you mean by it, but I just think because playing Madden, it's not a good screen unless they beat your offensive lineman.
Right.
Every time. If your offensive lineman don't get beat, that pass ain't there.
Right.
They got to be in your grill every time. And you wait till the last minute to let that ball go. And that's kind of how the offensive lineman's head is thinking. He's like, okay, he's passed. The ball should be out. Now I'm going to go downfield. Or if I'm pulling, whatever. That's just how they think about it.
What you think, bro?
I think I'm with Key with this one. The only way I would, if I'm the ref, I'm not calling it, is if like he's got a right foot over the line, but his left foot is behind the line. You know what I'm saying? Like he's teetering the line.
Yeah.
I probably don't call that.
Yeah, I don't call that.
If it's blatant though, if he's like
5 yards down the field,
like if he's like a full yard, I'm probably gonna call it. But in that situation though, I don't know where he was placing those. But if it's close, I'm not calling it if it's close.
Yeah,
it's got to be like egregious for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
And I think that's the rule that they don't teach us as kids when we play sports. Traveling 2 steps, 1.5 balls up. No, we all know the rules. It's actually 3 steps, but they tell you 1.5. So now your mind is like, okay, I'm a robot. I'm a robot. So when you're blocking,
what's a half a step? When
you got to jump off that last foot.
That joint is still up for debate. because people say, well, no, this is my gather step.
Yeah.
Or if you jump,
Exactly.
if you jump with 2 feet,
Exactly.
that's 1 step. It's not 2 steps. So, like, they be going in, like, traveling, like, debates going crazy.
It'll go forever. It'll go to the end of time. And that's
So
the thing.
so if I'm wait. It jumping with both feet counts as 1 step.
Yep. If
So I can jump 3 times.
No. You got to land with 1 foot.
Right.
Land with 2 feet at the same exact time. So it can't be like it's got to be
Right. So if you jump with 2 feet and land, boom, that's 1 step.
Yeah.
So now I could jump 2 more times with both feet.
Well,
No.
not 2 more times.
No.
It's 3 steps, right?
No. It's Junie. It's a step and a half technically, a step and a half. But like you said,
Yeah.
It's called a hop step. So you're basically hopping, but with both feet at the same time. But they both have to hit the ground simultaneously at the
yeah.
same time.
And then what that does is that allows you to dictate which foot is your pivot foot.
Yep.
That's what that is.
So you can jump with 2 feet and then take off with the 1 foot.
Yep.
And then release the ball.
Yep.
2 best jobs in the world: weatherman and referee.
I think ref is the worst job.
It don't even. You
So it
still
don't
get the
matter.
paycheck.
You're good.
I'm gonna get yelled at regardless of whether I'm right or wrong. I'm a ref.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Ref,
Nah,
you didn't
it's
call
true.
that.
But see, that's the
I still
thing.
got paid. Ref, you missed that call. Oh, dang. I still got my check, though.
And I would
Right.
see the thing is that's why I don't watch because I was a basketball head. But now you watch the video. Is this a travel? I don't know anymore.
Right.
Because it's all a travel. But this, I don't know what this
Right.
is. I
Refs
can't
be
tell
walking off the field like, listen, I got my paycheck
Right.
and I hit my parlay. I'm out of here.
Win-win for me.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, like in the instance of basketball or football, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think the tuck rule, that's one. The illegal man downfield is one. Blocking the back is one. It's so much subjective stuff.
Yeah.
You know, pass interference that should be open and shut. Targeting should be open and shut. When it's laid out point A through point Z or whatever it is,
Right.
you should be able to run that because they better know the rules, like what creates a targeting or whatever the call is.
Right.
But you know that
If
that 3-point
receiver
rule.
is left unconscious,
Yeah.
penalty flag shall be thrown.
Penalty flag shall be projected in his direction. Possible targeting. No, but you know that's the thing. Like they keep introducing stuff, and then guys don't know how to interpret the rule as written.
Right.
And that's where Sterator and Blandino and them come in because they're supposed to know how it's written by law. You know, no subjectivity, but you know it's still there.
What do you guys think about the Bears coach being fired?
I'm glad you said that. I was holding that for you
I
to be here
called
too.
it, bro. I called it immediately
Man.
after it happened.
Now, listen, though. One thing I saw a weakness in the Lions for the first time.
The Lions for the first time.
Yes.
First time, really?
For me, because
Oh.
normally I'm like, man, these boys is nice, but it wasn't a. It was something that I figured like, no, that's not gonna happen in Detroit. He ain't gonna do that, and they did
Yeah.
it. So did y'all see the game? They were up. They were up. They had it.
It was like 27-13 or something like that, right? 27-10?
Yep. And so they were up. Detroit Lions come out. Guess what their place selection was? No matter of fact, at this point, I want to say they were up by 3.
Okay.
Guess what their place selection was?
Flea flicker?
3 runs up the middle. And I'm like, Dan Campbell would never. He did it.
He did it.
He did it. And this is a guy who was cutthroat.
Yeah.
He's going for it every time. He's going for the win. But Thursday, he played conservative for the first time. I'm like, oh, okay, he is human. He do bleed.
I
He
think-
bleeds.
I think that's a little bit of a mind game too. Who they play?
The Bears.
Bears.
So it's a division
That's a
game.
I think that was a little. It wasn't so much the Bears' mind game. It was more so, you know, how much can I get away with without throwing the game? Because everybody, like you said, everybody knows he's aggressive.
Right.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows he's gonna go all out. He's like, not this time. It try to keep you catch you sleeping.
I was
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah.
Just I'm like, oh, they about to throw the ball down the field. I'm like, 3 runs up the middle?
Yeah.
Why?
He was
and
trying
they
to-
gave the ball right back to him. I'm like, yo, what are they
He's
doing?
trying to shock people. That's what it was.
Right.
And then, of course, Bears couldn't capitalize on it, but
He
they
knew that too.
They were in position to.
Right. Right.
He knew
That's
that too.
That's what it comes down to. I think one of the things that stuck out to me watching that game is the game of football right now looks hard for Caleb Williams. And when you go and you look at what Houston was able to do for CJ Stroud, both quarterbacks are similar in the sense that they have very good accuracy. They are mobile, but they don't like to run. And they can make plays when they need to make plays. And you get a guy like C.J. Stroud together with a guy like Bobby Slowick, who understands how to make the game easy for a quarterback. I think you need either a head coach that can come in with an offensive scheme that can do that for a quarterback, or you need a very, very good offensive coordinator that understands how to do that for a quarterback in the way that Daboll did for Josh Allen when he was here. So, looking at what happened with the Bears, with the weapons that they have on offense right now, you had Keenan Allen in what is probably his last effective year as a thorough, receiving option to be depended on in key third down situations. You have Rome Odunze, who's a great wide receiver, and you got DJ Moore in his prime. You combine that with a DeAndre Swift, who's been playing amazing football the last 2-3 weeks, and the offensive line, they're pretty good at run blocking. They're not great at pass blocking, but all that is to say, you had enough on offense to go into that game and beat that team. And while they almost did, it should have been a tighter game throughout, in my opinion. You can't have all that they have on offense and play as terribly as they've been playing all season long.
This is my question to that. If you're Joe Brady, do you blitz that job?
This goes along with what I was saying. I think if they call Joe Brady and they say, what can you do with this? He has to take that job.
I would.
How can you turn that down?
%.
Well, let me ask you this: what is he gaining
over there?
Yeah,
he gets to build. He actually gets to build his team next year. They have $81 million in cap space,
right? And
they still have their franchise quarterback on a rookie deal. They got Rome Odunze, your boy, DJ Moore is still there. They got Montez Sweat. They got pieces, and his ex co-worker in Buffalo, what's his name? Who do I have here? Eric Washington, the ex D-line coach here. He was they were both ancillary coaches with each other in Buffalo as a DC. It'd be a hell of a time turning that down if you got offered that.
Right.
As a OC?
No, as a HC.
You want the head coach?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he would have to take it. Steve says Bears giving the job to Ben Johnson. Just watch. I mean, yeah, Ben Johnson is probably the foremost name right now as far as coordinator to head coach. That will for sure be sought after this this offseason. I think Bobby Slowick is up there. Joe Brady's definitely going to be up there for New Orleans and I don't think the Giants will pick them up. It would have to be a team like the Bears or the Saints or one of these other teams that really hasn't won anything recently. I think their fan base might tolerate a first-time head coach, even if it's an offensive guy. They can sell that as him coming in to fix their offensive issues. But man, the Bears' job is that's going to be one of those jobs that. Very attractive. They have they got money, they got a quarterback, they got weapons. It's built for a head coach to step in and really wreck shop.
And their defense is not bad.
Not at all.
Like it's not great, but they got the pieces there.
They got a good secondary.
Yeah.
They just don't have a great pass rush right now.
Yeah.
Tremaine Edmonds.
I mean, there's that. You got your captain on defense, I guess.
Montez Sweat, Jalen Johnson. Who else we're looking at? Kevin Byard. And I'm looking at next year's cap. So T.J. Edwards, the linebacker. Who else? DeMarcus Walker, Andrew Billings. So they have guys next year that they can build around. And like I said, $81 million in cap space. If I was that guy, I'd be like, yo, let me build my squad.
$80 million. That's
81 mil.
crazy.
They're fifth. They got the fifth most cap space in the league in 2025.
They are in an amazing position.
My thing is I understand it, but the only thing is why do it now? You might as well because it's clear you're not making the playoffs. Why not just let them finish out the season? I mean, they did lose 6 in a row, so maybe he just got tired of it. He was like, all right, bro, you lose one more, you're out of here.
I don't know why they brought him back.
I think this was more a matter of trying to save face with the players. You know what I mean? Because that's the one thing that an owner always has to look out for is if that coach loses the locker room, and even with the Giants, it doesn't quite look like Dayball has lost the locker room. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there are some people that are reporting, he's lost the locker room and he's probably going to be fired. But on the field, it doesn't look like it. For the Bears, I don't think it was more. I don't think it was about Eberflus looking like he lost the locker room. But when you have a chance to beat the best, if not the second best, team in terms of record in the NFL. Like, you literally had them against the ropes. All you had to do was throw one more haymaker.
Yeah.
You had to get 5 more yards to give your field goal kicker a shot. And you waste 35 seconds like that when you still have a timeout? Like, there's no way a head coach like that can walk into a locker room, after the game or the next day and walk out onto the field and say, all right, guys, come on, let's go. Let's get ready for the next week. Players going to be looking at this dude like, how are you not fired yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what it really came down to. Owners looking at that situation like, all right, I got to do it now. Otherwise, the players are going to revolt on me. It's going to be ugly. It's a business first.
Yeah, I was actually rooting for him because, hey, dude, it was down 23-7, and they came back against the Lions, bro. Like, the Lions didn't put up any points in the fourth quarter. 0.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, these boys got a shot.
Yeah.
Man. But another thing, too, they did it. They made the halftime adjustments.
Right.
Like, I think Caleb Williams, I want to say his yardage was like 50 yards in the first half. Mm-hmm. Second half, he had almost 250.
Yeah.
So, like, with
DJ
3
Moore
touchdowns, I'm like,
off.
dang.
Yep.
So, like, whatever was stopping them, they fixed it.
Right.
And it was working until that last drive, man.
Yeah.
It's probably happening regardless. I heard that Doug Peterson knows he's getting fired too. So
Oh, he already knows.
That's another one.
He already knows he's getting fired.
So
too,
who's the list right now? Eberflus already got fired. Dayball I think is going to get fired.
Robert Saleh already got fired from the
Robert
Jets.
Saleh already got fired. Right. Okay. So then
Jacksonville's probably going to be
Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Pierce is good. I don't think he's getting fired. He ain't had no quarterback yet.
Who was the Panthers coach?
Oh, he just got hired. He's what is it?
Panthers.
Starts with a C, I think.
Yeah, Canales, Dave Canales.
Yeah. Canales. Yep.
Yeah.
He just got there, so I think he keeps that job, especially with the way they looked against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Pierce is 2-9, but I think they'll be okay. What about Cleveland?
I don't know.
I think the Watson situation saves him, especially with the way y'all boy playing.
Who? He said it earlier. He did say it earlier. I'll give him that. You can say y'all boy because you said it earlier. You slipped.
It was a slip of the tongue.
It was a faux pas, but whatever.
What about the Titans? They're 3-8, man.
Who is their head coach?
The Titans?
They just got him, didn't they? They just hired him.
Yeah, they just hired him.
Oh, so they fired somebody?
Brian Callahan. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Brian Callahan was the defensive coordinator for the Colts.
You're older than he is.
What?
You're older than he is.
No, you're older.
No, you're older than he is.
I know I'm not.
You're 4 days older than he is.
I am 4 days older than Brian Callahan.
Ain't that a beast? You see how long it took for him? He was like, I hit a prize. He's like, yo, this can't be real.
I had to do it.
Look at him. He looks older than us.
I know. I'm destitute now.
Maybe I'm older than I think, too.
Sweat says, is it just me or the previous Bills on these random teams are playing bad football?
No, it's not you.
Previous Bills?
It's not you. Steph Diggs is the only one that was doing well. I mean, it's
I'm
more
not sure I
I guess.
understand the question. Can you clarify?
Well, I'm thinking he's talking about the ones that left in the past offseason.
Oh, previous Bills players. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I think Steph Diggs and Mitch Morse are the only two that, well, Diggs is obviously hurt, but they were only two that were actually good after leaving Buffalo. Because you got Saran Neal, you got Poyer, you got Gabe Davis, you know.
I think Poyer's just getting old because he's not even. I would have figured in Miami, nah.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about everybody. I'm like, yo, Poyer is fine. He wanted to go and do his thing. Let him go. It's not like he's going to hurt us. I was never worried about that. I liked him just because of what he gave Buffalo for 7 years. But let's be real about it.
I would hold on about that. You said Steph, and you're missing one glaring person who I think is having a decent season.
Who?
Tremaine Edmonds?
The motor, baby.
Man, shut your.
What?
Okay.
The motor.
Bro, no.
Hey, the motor got he got a touchdown.
Why he gotta do me like this?
He got
Why he
touchdown
gotta do me
yesterday.
like this?
Listen,
One, he don't qualify.
it's all
Thank
on
God.
you, bro.
What? The motor,
He
baby.
don't qualify. I thought we were talking about this past off season. He was going already.
Oh,
He was going to Houston before.
All
Yeah.
right, all right.
But even still,
Shout out to the motor, baby.
we're not shouting the motor, little plet. Little
He
wind
still
up
carry the
toy.
rock, baby. He
Wind
still
up-
carry the rock.
wind
The
up toy cemetery.
cabriolet.
Little engine that could.
The Mini Cooper.
Yeah, he's a Mini Cooper for real. Base model. He come with no frills.
All right, so let's now that you're here, bro, let's take it back to 49ers talk, because one of the things that I asked Key was, give me, and I'll ask you, give me two things that you expect to see from the 49ers, and then two things, or it could just be one, from that you expect to see from the Bills on Sunday night.
For the 49ers, I expect them to come out with a lot of energy, because in my mind, like I said, I think that these boys are going to be pissed. They're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulders because they lost. They're on a losing streak right now. They want to get that out of there. So I think they're going to come with some fire, some energy. I think they're going to unleash Run CMC on the Bills. At least they're going to try to, attempt to. Running game and the passing game, because the Bills give up the most points to running backs on the ground and in the air. So I think they're going to try to capitalize on that aspect. I don't know if they're going to blitz Josh. So, like, Key, does the record show that he performs better against the blitz or just better against pressure?
He's better against the blitz.
Is way better in calamity. In the structure of offense, he's ordinary. What makes Josh's lure is that he always does stuff in the face of what's impossible. But when you give him a clean pocket, when you let him process, he's not as deadly. I mean, shoot the messenger. Everybody looks at that like I said last night with that best play of the year to run.
Yep.
Whatever. That's Josh. That's why to me it's like that's what he does.
Right. That's been his whole career.
That's his whole
Teams
career. That's
around
what he
him ain't
does.
been that great. He's
Right.
got to do it.
and so when it comes to, like, your point, blitzing and he's at a higher percentage throwing against the blitz, pressure wise, more yards against pressure, and that's not just because he has seen more pressure than not. It's because that's where he performs. He's thrown more interceptions when he has time to process, and that's it. That's all to it.
Yeah.
Now on defense, I don't know what they're gonna do. What the game plan is to stop the Bills' offense. I don't know. Like, what do you? I guess like what Keith said. What you try to do is keep Josh in a clean pocket and make him kill you with your arm, but he can do that. So
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know from the defensive perspective what game plan you want to use against the Bills.
They
Like
don't.
offensively, I know exactly you want to run it. You want to run, or you want to run CMC open. But other than that, I don't know defensively of how the game plan is to stop Buffalo's offense.
They don't blitz. They're the second lowest in terms of blitz percentage.
Oh, okay.
So we're third, but they're second. So they blitz less than we do.
Oh, wow.
So
Well,
yeah,
if they want it bad enough, they'll do it like we did it against the Chiefs.
I
what I'm
wouldn't,
saying?
because it goes back to what we talked about. They're the worst team in terms of missed tackles. So they miss tackles on blitzes, and you don't want to leave your guys susceptible to the one-on-one tackling situation because you guys can't tackle. So that's the catch-22 that they're in. Do we blitz and try to tackle, or do we just stay at home and try to beat them with our base D, whatever it is?
This would have been a great game for Coleman to play in, man.
For Keon?
Yeah, this would have been a good game for him to play
Is
in.
he already declared out?
I don't think so. The only person, well, who was it? Spencer didn't practice, and was it Keon that didn't practice? Those two?
I think Keon was
No,
limited.
Dalton. Dalton didn't practice.
Yeah.
He didn't practice at all.
So Keon did practice limited.
I saw Milano practice full.
Full. Yeah.
Is he? You think they're going to start him though, or should they ease him in?
I could see him getting some snaps if they want to.
Yeah, I would give him a few snaps.
Yeah,
Give
give
him
him a
snaps,
couple.
yeah.
I wouldn't start.
Don't
him
mess up
fully.
the synergy going forward. I mean, we're what 9-2 for a reason. So let's let it ride.
What do you guys think? What did the San Fran do to stop the Bills, or what do you think they're going to do against the Bills?
I think well, I mean, I hate saying it this way, but I don't think there's anything they can do to stop the Bills. But I mean, I like both of y'all points because Key also said they're going to play with high energy. They're going to be aggressive and that's cute. you know, but it's cute, you know, but I don't think they have the horses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Fred Warner, I mean, somebody just asked. Lindsay said, doesn't Fred Warner have a broken bone in his foot?
I think he was playing with it.
Huh?
I think he's been playing with it.
Yeah, I think he's been playing with it too because he was on the field. When did they play? Sunday? Yeah, I watched that game Sunday, and he didn't
He
look
was out there. He looked pretty good.
Wow.
So he's gonna play. Lindsay says Coleman is questionable. Spencer is playing. Kincaid is out. Thank you, Lindsay.
Okay.
There we go.
I think, yeah, I don't think they have the horses. So defensively, I don't think they'll be able to stop us. Eventually, the run game is going to wear that team down. Now, where I worry on offense is they have the offensive line to create push and holes for Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
And honestly, I'd rather see Christian McCaffrey before I see Jordan Mason.
Really?
100%, because Jordan Mason is a bigger, more physical back.
Okay.
And when you look at the ways that they've been using Christian McCaffrey, not only is Christian McCaffrey injury prone, but he's not 100% right now, which means he's not as fast.
That's
so
true.
even if he does break one tackle, he's not going to break two or three the
That's
way
true.
Jordan Mason could.
That's a good point.
So, you know, I think I like my odds against their run game. They are going to get off, like you said. The Bills give up the most points to running backs, and you know, so we'll have to deal with that. But again, for me, it comes down to scheme. The Bills are used to seeing this scheme twice a year with Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the only thing that Mike McDaniel has done to separate himself from a Kyle Shanahan is the way he's implemented speed into that type of offense. Like the 49ers version of that offense is more physical, more hard-nosed than what Miami does, but you know, both of those schemes are built on timing.
Yeah.
You know, and then you factor into that the fact that they're more than likely going to be playing with was it Kyle Allen? Who's the Allen they have?
Brandon Allen.
Sorry, Brandon Allen.
17.
Yeah, so
Timu.
Timu
Allen.
Allen?
17.
Yeah, so so the fact that they're going to be playing with Bizarro Allen, I think I think that changes what the 49ers can do. You know what I'm saying? That I don't think they can run the full gamut of, you know, motions and stuff like that you know, they're used to being able to do that. Kyle Shanahan is used to being able to call. So now you have a limited scheme because your quarterback is a backup and doesn't really have the same type of grasp that a Brock Purdy has on the offense. And you have limited players within that offense. Listen, if you come out with all the energy in the world, right? But I don't want to get canceled for this, y'all. But I'm going to say it. Because that's what we do. It's all truth, no sodium on this joint.
Yeah, watch out now.
You could have all the history in the world of being physical and vicious. But if you come out like Mike Tyson did in that fight, and you just standing there eating jabs all night long.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Mike.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
I'll say this real quick because I really don't want to get canceled over this. I think the fight was kind of fixed a little bit.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah, like
bro.
watching Mike in practice and all that.
Yes.
Like, there's no way he just sits there and eats jabs. No way,
Bro,
Well, he was eating
he
gloves,
got
really.
gifted $20 million to
Right.
play a role. He
Right.
played the role. He got paid.
That's it.
He was eating mad glove. I don't know why he was like.
Yo, honestly, I think Mike had to. Because here's another thing. You got to remember, Mike is a fighter. He's been
Yes.
fighting all his life.
Yep.
So even though he's old, the instincts kick in. I think he had to calm himself down.
Yes, every time.
Man, I could take this head off. Don't do it, Mike.
Yep. Yeah, that's
I think
exactly
he was
what I
doing
was
it
thinking.
because they showed it. Like somebody had the perfect video. He was practicing the same movements he did in the match with Paul, except in the one with in the practice one, he hit him low, dodged, came up high, pow. In the Paul fight, hit him, bow, he pulled it back. And you can easily see he pulled back. He had him.
What about when
He pulled it
when
back.
he punched Paul in the face hard as heck and Paul like
Yo, and then
After when he clinched, and it was like that's when he started really biting.
you're like, yo, listen, we got it. Bro, you're not going to get to 20. I think he had to go past 6 to get to 20 mil. Mm-hmm. So you're like, Mike, calm down, baby. He's like, all right, I'm good. Like,
right, I'm gonna just bite this thumb.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it was what you said, I like the point that you made about Miami's having a similar similar scheme. The thing is, I respect 49ers more than Miami because, to me, Miami, their scheme, to me, it's built on speed. Like, that's their only gimmick is – we're way faster than you.
Right.
I think the 49ers just have an overall better team. Like, the guys that they got are better. I think it's not just speed, it's everything.
Yeah, they got
it's
physicality
tempo,
too.
physicality, it's everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's weird. Like, I respect a whole lot of what the 49ers do, and even Kyle Shanahan. Like, I respect him. Like, he basically is the upgraded version of McDermott. He actually gets to the Super Bowl. He might not win it, but he can get there. Right. He can get there. He got there more than one time. So I have a lot of respect for this team, but the more I talk about it, the more I think you're kind of right. Like, they don't have the horses to compete. Like, even as much as I respect this team, and I won't think that by no means they're a pushover. By no means they're a bad organization. It's just they don't have the horses to fight right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah. Josh Allen on Sunday night. What's his record?
On Sunday nights, I'm not sure. I can look it up though. I'll pull it up.
That's
You know what's funny though too? So now we mentioned that both Allens were 17. So if you didn't watch the game, you heard it on the radio, and they said Allen completes it to number 1 Samuel. Who was he talking about?
Debo.
Oh wow!
Is it Debo Samuel or is it Curtis Samuel?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Wow, I didn't even think about that one.
Samuel's with number 1s and Allen's with 17.
You think Curtis did that on purpose? and I just rhymed right there. Like, so much of this conversation is
bars,
serendipitous.
baby, bars.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Let me see. So Lindsay says Phillips in his puffer jacket is back. Jordan Phillips. What do y'all think about that signing?
I think he was just saying it tongue in cheek. I think.
No, I know.
To answer your question, I don't have Sunday, but I know late games he's 18-7. So
18-7.
18-7 in late games.
So that's anything but 1 o'clock.
Anything? No, I think it's just primetime games.
Oh, primetime games. Okay.
18-7 in prime time. That's a great
Yeah,
record.
because afternoon should be the 425 spot.
Okay.
So what's his afternoon record?
10-5.
That's all right.
Yeah, he's 44-20 at the 1 o'clock slot. He's 0-1 in the morning, so we'll never play a morning game ever again in life.
What was the London game?
Yeah.
Against the Jaguars.
Hey, don't wake that man up if he ain't had his morning coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Haley bringing it to him.
Yet.
Yo, the man is engaged, bro.
Word?
Yeah, he proposed to Haley Steinfeld.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was saying this to Key. She better not hyphenate. Like Kate,
Steinfeld / Island.
Yeah, I like that's too much of a mouthful. You can't do that. Just Haley Allen sounds way better than Haley Steinfeld Allen.
It does. It rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah.
know.
Caitlin thinks that she's going.
That sounds kind of beats with the hyphenation, though.
So I think they do it because they don't want. They still want their name to be recognized. Like, they don't want it to be like,
because it's a brand.
Yeah, or I don't want to be like, oh, you're just Josh Allen's girlfriend now or wife now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's somebody who's married that hasn't even taken on her husband's last name. I forgot who it was.
Really?
There's a couple people that just
kept their name.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the percentage of women in the world who hyphenate or in whatever way just don't take the husband's name is.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting to find out. I don't even know if that type of information is out there. That would be weird. All right. So, moving along. Are we getting into more 49er stuff? Do we have what else do we have?
You got stuff? Because we went through my stuff. You got stuff?
How was y'all Thanksgiving, bro?
I slept.
You slept?
Yeah. I didn't sleep. We talked a little bit about this before you got here. I was just Black Friday shopping on my phone.
Yeah.
I was so full I didn't want to be bothered. I had a couple of conversations with Caitlin's cousin, but other than that, I was just sitting there watching the football games. They were terrible. Which is why I spent most of my time on my phone, just scrolling, just looking at stuff. I bought like 4 hats. I bought
Bills joints or
all Bill. Y'all gonna love these hats. These joints is fire.
Did you see a white one by any chance?
I saw a few white joints.
I need a white one.
white
Bro,
hat?
I need a white one.
I got
that's
the
bold.
hook up for you. I found a new site.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I'm not giving it away on the show.
Keep that close.
That's
Yep.
bold.
Yep.
No, you know what I will say though, Tuesday was excellent.
Yeah.
Because Tuesday saw UB scoring 43 and beating Kent State,
State, baby.
43-7. I mean, it was excellent. You know, my uncle was bundled. He was suited and booted again.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know how he gets through a whole game with all the gear he has on. Like, we going fishing after this, or what we doing? I mean, I couldn't see his face half the time. He was in there somewhere. I know it was,
Listen,
it was a being.
that's
sitting next
how
to me.
I would go to a game.
You know what's funny? I wore a hoodie and a hat with gloves. That's all I had on.
I wouldn't want to feel the cold at all.
I
Yo, when
had
go,
my jacket.
I
I
be
never put it
layered
on.
up, man.
Yeah.
I got the long johns on. I'm layered up.
You know what's funny? I took my parka thinking I didn't want to put anything under my hoodie. I had a tank top under my hoodie thinking I was going to put the parka on. When I got my set, it's not enough space for me to put this thing on, so I just put it on the seat next to me, and I never used it. Never used it. I don't understand it. I don't know how.
Wow.
But I got through it.
Yo, so my Thanksgiving, man, I had to go to work because our guys still work during the holidays, so I was in charge of putting a spread out for them so they have food. Bro, I got introduced to some stuff that I've never had before.
Tofurkey?
Well, on
I mean,
Thanksgiving.
Tofurkey?
What is tofurkey?
Turducken. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like
Turducken.
tofurkey. What?
Tofurkey is tofu turkey.
Is it?
Yeah.
I still want to try that so bad.
Turducken?
Yes, I want to try it so bad.
It looks like
so
it tastes
good.
great.
But yo, have y'all ever had?
What it does? This joint got 6 legs on it. It's like
know,
an alien, but it
bro.
looks delicious.
That joint.
Dave.
And everybody who tasted it was like, "Oh, this joint good."
Right.
They had Gordon Ramsay make it this year, and they were showing them how to make it. And his joint, whoever made the restaurant he was in, they debone it.
Mm-hmm.
So like on John Madden, like they showed when he was cutting it and had bone in it.
Yeah,
His
nah,
just
you got to
went
debone
straight
that.
through.
You
I
got to
was like,
that.
"Ooh."
Like a beef Wellington, you got to debone it. It can't be right if you don't debone it. But yeah, no,
Wow.
that's big back activity.
Yeah. Yo,
What?
That is big back activity.
I mean that's a lot of yard bird.
That's a lot of yard bird.
bird,
Yeah.
man. But yo, have y'all ever had smoked macaroni and cheese?
Smoked?
Yes.
No.
I think I had that at a restaurant one time.
Let me tell you, brother. This guy at my job, he smoked the mac and cheese, and then somebody else brought in some mac and cheese. And you
No
know how-
competition?
And you know how we are with our
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
Oh, no
right?
doubt.
Right? So I'm like, oh, it smells good. He was like, let me know what you think about the mac and cheese. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Bro, I was like, wow. Like, yo, the
Really?
smokiness. Oh, it was good, bro. And they did smoked turkey too. I don't know if you ever had some smoked
I've
turkey.
never had smoked turkey.
Listen, hey, so you know how you do turkey,
Mm-hmm.
and some people are light meat, white meat, dark meat. It's turkey is whatever, but
Right.
their turkey when you smoke it, it is so moist, like both sides, bro. Like Christina had it last year. She keeps talking about it. Hey, is your commander gonna make that smoked turkey again? I'm like, I don't think he's making it this year, but it was bomb. So
Wow.
I think I'm gonna have to get a smoker.
I definitely want to get a smoker.
So I had smoked brisket,
Mm-hmm.
smoked macaroni and cheese,
Dang.
and smoked turkey.
That's a man's dinner. Right
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
there. They don't know how to cook anything inside. Everything's going to the grill.
I don't know how to
They don't know how to put anything on. How you turn the oven on? But they can put someone on that smoker though.
Boy, I tell you, it was good.
can't do this in the house.
I can't. It's illegal.
Now let me ask you this: what are your Thanksgiving must-haves? Like you must have.
I
this.
can't answer this one
Mac and cheese, easily.
That's a must-have for you.
Oh,
It's got to
my
be.
gosh. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you can't answer it, Key.
because I had lasagna yesterday. I made lasagna. I didn't have anything Thanksgiving wise. I made lasagna,
So Key don't
and
you don't do the traditional.
not usually. Well, I stopped. Well, I did steaks last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So last year we did like the dressing, the mac and cheese and steak.
Yep.
This year I said the hell with all that mac and cheese. I'm sorry,
Hey,
lasagna.
That's all I need. Listen, if it was only mac and cheese, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I got flame.
Man, listen, I
Mac
don't
and
need
cheese
turkey at
connoisseur.
all.
I got flame for
I-
buying
for real.
a pecan pie.
I love pecan.
I got flame for buying it,
Why?
and then they ended up tearing it apart.
Why? Because you didn't make it, or
No,
just
because
not-
they're like, you don't eat this for. I'm like,
what?
yeah.
Bro,
T went ham
bro,
on me.
Hands down, that is my favorite pie. Is pecan.
I bought one.
Wow.
I do mess with the sweet potato and the apple, but pecan, all day long.
The
All
only
day
pie I do is apple. We do this is every year for Thanksgiving, and it is by far one of my favorites. My man Jaime does a Jello cake.
Jello cake.
Oh, it's delicious, bro.
Yeah?
It is delicious. Yo, it's cake with like Jello mixed together, and you like you put it in the fridge, and I don't even know how he makes the thing, but it's cake and it's Jello all mixed in, and it looks like a cake, and he puts the like a whipped cream frosting on it and stuff like that. With some
It's a cake with
It's bro. I got some at the house. I gotta bring you some.
Come on over, have some. after
You
this-
have
after
to
the show.
try it.
So for me, my must-have for Thanksgiving, I think it's because I only eat this dish on Thanksgiving. I don't have it no other time type of year. It's got to be dressing or stuffing. That is my.
I'm a stuffing dude too.
Yes, like that's my go-to.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
will be an unhappy camper if there's no stuffing or dressing on the table on Thanksgiving.
You can't have Thanksgiving without your own homemade cornbread.
So have you guys ever tried stuffing? Like, how does my aunt make it? It's like a sausage that she makes the stuffing with.
So
Yeah,
funny you
T%
said
there.
that. Funny you said that. I just told you that my must-have is stuffing.
Yeah.
I am 39 years old. I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. So I was like 36. I just found out that my mom put sausage in the stuffing.
Italian
What?
sausage?
I did not know it. For
Italian sausage
30
or like
years.
That's how I
kielbasa
eat
or
it.
something?
The Bob Evans.
Okay. Yeah, T does that.
I did not know she did that. Because somebody came in the conversation one time and Christina told me, like, you know your mom put sausage. I'm like, no, she don't.
It's bomb.
She was like, yes, she do. I'm like, Ma. She was like, yeah. I'm like,
Why am I just now finding this out?
30 years? I've never noticed that you put sausage in the stuffing.
8 years old when I found out.
never knew that. But yeah,
Yeah.
my mom does that. She would use the Bob Evans, like their breakfast sausage.
Yeah.
She puts it in the stuffing, bro.
Yeah, but
Now,
it's
Roy,
delicious.
Roy said growing up, his mother used to make something called baby food cake. Extremely moist and so good.
Baby food.
Baby
food cake.
That
Really?
sounds interestingly weird.
Well, you gotta see what kind of food, but at the same time,
well, what if it's like made with baby food?
well, I think it is, but I mean, it depends on.
Like, listen, baby food be good.
Yo.
Like,
Yeah,
not the dinner stuff,
Yo.
but like the lunchtime and the breakfast stuff. That man,
The
that stuff is good.
bananas?
Yes.
And apples? What?
Oh my god.
I'm like, one for you, one for daddy. One for you, one for daddy.
You ain't never tried none of Ken's baby food, bro?
I mean, I've had some,
He don't
but
mess with the fruit and
you
vegetables,
guys
man.
took this too far.
He don't mess with the fruit and vegetables.
How?
I like vegetables.
Oh, my bad. The
I don't
fruit.
like
He don't
fruit.
It's
mess
like
with the fruit.
pureed. You open a little jar and just.
I've had it, but I don't like fruit. You know this about me. When have you ever seen me have a plate of fruit?
I can't believe it.
I have
Every
to
time
drink
there's
my fruit.
no fruit on earth.
40
that
years
you
old.
can
I do
eat.
not want. You hand me an orange, something. It's so delicious. Man, the hell with this.
It is
Give me the
nature's
juice.
dessert.
Right.
It is the earth's dessert.
Well, you can have it back. I don't want none of that dessert.
What's gonna happen when the world breaks down?
I'm
and we
gonna
in
break
a
down, too.
post-apocalyptic lifestyle.
I'm like 50 Cent in that movie where he lost all the weight. Had a little tube in my nose. That's gonna be me.
So you just look, like at that point you never having sugar again in your life.
I'll be out of here. Y'all better enjoy me now.
I'm about to walk off this cliff, y'all. I can't take
Yeah.
it. Y'all ain't got no hostess cakes around this piece. I gotta go.
And the funny thing is, I don't even like snack. I don't like cake and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't.
That's incredible, bro.
Yeah, like if you have cakes and I don't eat it.
Yeah.
Like you don't like no sweets.
Not really.
Now
Cheesecake is it.
I'm not a big sweet tooth eater, but there's my faves that I like. All right, I gotta have a piece of that, like German chocolate cake. I'm not a huge cake, but
yeah.
if there's German chocolate cake, I gotta have a piece. Pecan pie, I gotta have a slice. And then I love chocolate chip cookies, man. Like the homemade chocolate chip cookies all day long, bro. All day.
Caitlin made these white chocolate chip cranberry, I think sugar cookies. Them joints, bro. I gotta have her make some more. Yo, them joints was a hit. Them joints was a hit, bro. It was and like the way she, because I told her I like them. I like them on the softer side. I still like them like crisp, slightly crisp around the edges, but like soft.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
yep.
So when you bite into them joints, they just kind of like crumble just a little bit. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Oh,
Not a lot, just a little.
It's the best cookie I ever had in my life.
Yes. Now, have you ever had last food take? I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm a fat boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's
listen,
fine.
right?
Whoever's with us is gonna rock with us.
So, have you ever heard of Macy's Pizza?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he might know about Macy's Pizza.
Absolutely.
I just got put on Wednesday.
This is the place of high people.
Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
You got it.
So Wednesday we have a tradition. We play ultimate frisbee in the gym on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Right. It's basically just football with a frisbee.
Okay.
Right. So of course Mac's playing. Right. I'm in there all day. After it was like, we're gonna get Macy's Pizza. Macy's Pizza is known for exotic pizzas.
I wouldn't even say that. I just say off the wall.
Yeah,
Exotic ain't
off
even
the
right.
wall.
Off the wall stuff. Period.
So they brought in 4 different pizzas.
Okay.
Thanksgiving pizza.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yep.
pizza had turkey, stuffing,
cranberry sauce.
on the pizza.
What?
No
And it's a
red
gravy
sauce,
base.
but it was a gravy base.
Yeah.
They had that. Then they had a Chick-fil-A pizza.
Yep.
Chick-fil-A had the chicken, the waffle fries, the pickles, and the Chick-fil-A sauce
On the pizza.
On the pizza, bro.
You was right, bro. You
On the
gotta
pizza.
be high
Dude,
out your
no.
mind to be.
You know what I get from there?
those-
You know I get. You know my sub. I get the berry white. You know what that is?
What is that?
Ooh,
The berry white is a steak hoagie with it's got jalapeno peppers, their steak sauce, and macaroni and cheese on it. Yo,
Speaking of the macaroni and cheese,
Where is this place? I need to go there right now.
Hey.
Oh my God, I'm so fat right this second.
speaking of the mac and cheese,
Yo.
the last pizza they got was buffalo mac and cheese. So it came with buffalo chicken tenders
I've had it.
and mac and cheese. Hey, I'm like, oh, where's the buffalo mac? Oh, it's gone. What?
yeah, it's
And
the
then we
hit.
brought I want to say 4 of each style. They had
Yeah.
4 pizzas.
Yeah.
It's a
It
hit.
was all gone.
It's a hit.
I saw somebody with a slice, and he had a huge barbecue chicken tender on there. I'm like, what's that? Oh, that's the buffalo mac and cheese. Bro, it was gone. I was so upset.
It's a hit.
It was gone.
I'm telling you, dude. Yeah, I'll send you the link. Look at their recipe. You be like, look at the
Macy's
menu. You be like,
Pizza,
what the?
bro.
It's on.
Somebody said they opened up
Elmwood?
one in Tonawanda.
It's on Elmwood or whatever it is. Right over. Yeah, it's right over. It's not far from us at all.
Wow.
So they got specialty pieces. So they're pretty good.
When you say specialty, we ain't talking about Franco's. We ain't talking about just.
No.
We talking about Somebody said, "How can I f somebody's life up today?"
If you dreamed it,
like the rock burger of pizzas,
Yes.
basically.
if you dreamed it, we can make
We
it.
can make it, or we'll try it.
Yeah.
I looked at the menu of rock burger like a Fruity Loop burger.
Yeah, you're
what
like-
the hell?
Like an Oreo burger. I think I'll have one.
Exactly. What kind of stuff is that? You gonna put Reese cupcakes
In my
inside a burger?
Let me have 2.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm a low key fat guy. So
Listen, I could talk food all day. I could talk food all day. I'm fat for a reason. I like to eat. You added this in, Edwin. I don't remember this being in there. Ring of Edwin, the dark movie clown. He said, "What's the name of the place again?" It's Macy's Pizza.
Macy's Pizza. They have one. Yeah, there's one in like Cleve Hill area if you're in the Buffalo area of Cleve Hill, and over in like Delaware, I think it's Delaware.
listen, it may sound weird, but I'm telling you, it is good.
Just go online and look at the menu.
It is
Trust me,
good.
look at the menu. Matter of fact, in our community section, tell me what the weirdest combination you see on there. I just want to know what y'all think.
Yeah.
What would you eat? What would you not? I want to know. Even if you're not in Buffalo, if you were here, what would you order? So let me ask you this. This is a question I've been sitting on for 2-3 shows now.
Oh, he been stewing on it.
I have, because we've been running out of time every time. And I mean, it's 7:51, but I don't really care. If I ask you guys right now what kind of fan you are, what would you say?
I would say I'm not a fan.
Well, okay, but the reason why I asked this question is because I heard something earlier, and not earlier, obviously earlier when I wrote this.
Yep.
Do you follow players, or do you follow the team itself? See, I know a lot of people are with you guys in terms of, I heard everybody, Josh got to get that hardware, but nobody really cares about the chip.
Right.
And for me, Josh, congratulations on the wedding, but the hell with the MVP, I want the chip.
Right.
I don't, and the thing when I thought about it, I was like, what makes you a fan of this team?
Yeah.
So
more so.
The way I see it, the players represent the team, represent the city. So I don't know if I would say I'm like a players fan, but for me it starts with the guys that we have on the field. If those guys look good playing on the field, they're winning games, and those players make the Buffalo Bills brand that much more respectable and that much more admired and praised, which also makes the city look good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I kind of see it from all 3 perspectives as a whole.
I will say I am a Buffalo Bills fan, meaning I kind of hate to say because it makes me seem like I'm a homer.
You can be that. We needed one. Why
but
you're here?
But I'm not a homer because I don't expect the Bills to win the Super Bowl every year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm realistic in that aspect where, bro, like this the year, probably not. Like I'm still gonna go to the games and rock with them.
Right.
But my expectations is not for them to win the bowl. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't care if we got Josh Allen or if we got Brandon Allen. I'm still rocking with the Bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with them. However, to A's point, it makes me feel better knowing that I said it on the show, knowing that when I wear this and people see me, like when I go on the airplanes and stuff, I get to go Bills. People respect it. Like we're not a laughing stock of the league.
Right.
And I grew up that way, and I hated it, bro.
Yep.
I hated being the laughing stock.
Yep.
But now we're a elite team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of glad you made that point, Key, because I was going to bring up how do you what is the opposite? What is like the Cowboys fans? Because these boys are celebrating like they going to the playoffs. Like they are a blind, loyal fan base. No matter what their team is doing, they're celebrating a win. Bro, you've won one game at home. How about them Cowboys, baby? I'm like, yo, how can y'all like
America's team.
Should we want our fans to be like that? Like, just no matter what, how bad we look, every win, they're going to praise it and they're going to congratulate it. No matter how ugly, no matter how bad, no matter how minuscule it is, if they win, they happy.
Yeah.
But like me, like, I don't know. To answer the question, I'm rocking with the Bills no matter what. Yeah. Whether we got an all-star lineup or we got a Dookie Juice lineup. I'm still rocking with the Bills because, again, one, I love the game of football that much. And because my city got a team, I'm rocking with them all day.
I think for me that's what it is, like thinking about the history of it all. You know, growing up, driving by Best Street, Mom, like the Bills used to play there. I'm like, what? There?
In the hood?
The hero, right? Like my thing is like, being 5, 6, 7 years old, like, there's no way O.J. Simpson played here. There's no way those guys I see. They didn't. Thurman Thomas never played. But at that age, you don't realize, that team, and the history. And I think about, the tactile nature. You can touch Ralph Wilson. You could touch the stadium. You can go and walk the ground. I mean, where I live, I think some of the Bills used to live in where I used to live, where I live now, back then. Yeah. So, like, thinking about when I go to the games with you and the lights go out. And a Benny song come on, and the flashlights, the goosebumps. Yeah. It's great when they run out, but the deafening roar of the crowd sitting amongst the people. I never want to sit in a box. I never want to sit in the club. Yeah, because I'm freaking. I guess I got problems and I never get hot or cold rather. But it's just something about being amongst the people.
Yeah. For
me here in Buffalo, and when you watch TV or whatever, when I'm on a plane coming into Buffalo and they like, welcome to Buffalo, I'm like, I'm home, even though I live here, and I have a team to associate with that. Anywhere I go, you say Buffalo, hey, y'all got the Bills, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got the Bills.
Yep.
I mean, for me, it's like it does something to you, and I think for me, all the aerial views, watching them show the wings, I'm tired of that. The shade showing Buffalo, showing what the city actually looks like over there at the M&T building, all that. The world sees it finally. Yeah. They see our city finally, not because we have Buffalo wings, not because we have a Metro Rail that only goes this way and that way. Yep. We got more to offer. Yep. We're a real city with a real team and a real history.
That's like that. What you said at the stadium, Key, there's no way to duplicate that. Like that, when you sitting there and you hear the roar, bro, there's no better feeling. Like it's kind of cheesy, or else where you be rather than that right here, right now. But during that time, like when everybody's cheering and yelling, like that's a beautiful place to be, bro.
Yeah,
like I love it. But to A's point, though, like you said, we're on the map in the city. Why? Because of the players that we got. Because of the Allens and the Cooks and the Hembos and the Milanos.
Yep.
That's why they putting the city on notice. So I feel what he's saying. I kind of like that. But again, even when it wasn't like that, I was still rocking like Buffalo.
Well, yeah,
we suck,
like,
but Buffalo.
Right. That's what I wanted to point out too. Is like during the drought, I remember us going to games, during the drought, and at the games, it was okay to be crazy because it's game day. That's my team. I'm gonna root no matter what.
Right.
But one of the things that I did notice is throughout the week, folk wasn't really repping like that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get caught walking around with a Bills hat, like you might get beat down just because your team suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I ain't finna sit here and let you talk bad about my team. No, it ain't their fault, man. It's the owner's fault. Don't be talking about bad about my team like that. You know what I'm saying? They doing the best they can. Your mama.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you be ready to fight over that because like you feel the pain. So I think that's how can I say, that gave birth to the pride that we feel now. You know what I'm saying? Because we understood, we were never like Cowboys fans in the sense of, and I think every team kind of has these people, but the Cowboys seem to have way more of these people that think their team is great no matter what they do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for the Bills fans, like, we were here, we lived through it, and you talk to a Bills fan on a Tuesday, it's like, yeah, we're not having a great season. You know what I'm saying? But game day, man, F everybody, son. Bills all day, we gonna win. Like, we could have been playing the Patriots, and we gonna sit there saying we gonna win.
Right.
I think this show is harder to do when the Bills are winning.
It's
less, for me, it's less to like dissect and try to make better, because it is better. It is what it is. And for me, I think my earliest memory, you triggered something in me, and I'm going to talk about my aunt and uncle a lot when it comes to this, because they're my earliest memories of the Bills. You remember those little metal football games that you click and it little guys move around? Well, I remember my dad had one, and you know, after the transition, they came over and I had, it was the Broncos and the Cowboys. I had the little men, and I pulled it out. I was like, I'll sit on the floor with you and play. You know, she's always been a kid at heart, so she's like, all right, cool. Who you got? I said, I'll take these guys. I didn't know who they were. I was 5 years old. I don't take these dudes. She's like, all right, cool. I got this guy. This is Thurman Thomas. I was, who's Thermos Thomas?
Thermos.
I'm like, Thermos Thomas it is. I had no idea who. I'm like, Thermos it is. Let's try that. Because, you know, as a kid, you got a lunchbox and Thermos on the front. Cool. His name is Thermos. But, you know, then I go to my first Bills game. And it was the game where Thurman Thomas it was against the Houston Oilers. Thurman Thomas had to get 1,000 yards, so he played just long enough. I didn't care who was on the field. Yeah, I knew one of these teams made my uncle happy, and the people around me happy. The other team can go to hell. And this is like 10 years old. And mind you, I still didn't really have a good grasp of football. Mm-hmm. You know, I was getting into basketball, and I had just started going to UB games, and I didn't know really what I was looking at. I remember my aunt yelling out, "Measure it!" I didn't know what we were measuring, but I was like, "Measure it, yeah, do that." I didn't know what was happening.
A ruler anyway.
What did we measure it? They didn't tell me this part of the game. But you know, like those kind of thoughts, they elicit those memories, and those memories are what. Now, when you go to the game, you see you with your son, you with your kid. Well, your kid don't care about it, but whatever.
Yeah, weirdos.
Yeah, well, Ken was there, and he was dancing because they did something. But watching families start a tradition with their kids, you know, a tradition that we hold true to our hearts. Somebody that might watch this show in 10 years or whatever it is, when their parents, you know, decide to show them what we do. That's, for me, even bigger. Now that this show exists, it's even bigger. It's deeper than just, you know, Josh Allen or James Cook. They're gonna move on, right. But this is a legacy that's gonna live until they change the colors. Y'all got to buy this new equipment. Yeah. See this hat? It says NY, New York. That ain't never changing. I don't know about the Yankees. I don't know who plays for them. Don't at me. But no, I think for me, when you think about, would you support the LA Clippers? We'll say, would you support them? I couldn't. I don't care if Josh is still playing. If they move Buffalo to Buffalo, I'm no longer an NFL fan. Right. Yeah. I'm not watching no more NFL football. Right. This is it for me. You know, I try. You guys watch. Rain texted me yesterday. Yeah, these games suck. I'm like, I wouldn't know. I'm not watching them. Yeah. Like, I'm happy I got a day off Sunday. I'm glad I got a day off. I don't care.
But you know, like, so I'll equate it to basketball for me, because for years I was I guess a default Knicks fan. You know, because my favorite player, you know, my favorite player at the time was Allen Houston after Jordan retired. Mm-hmm.
That's a deep one. I ain't heard that.
What?
I respect him. I ain't never heard nobody say Allen Houston. I respect that.
Oh yeah, I love watching
respect
him
that.
play.
He was nice.
And then at that point, you know, then I think a year later or something like that, we got Spreewell and like that whole crew. Mm-hmm. You know, so. That's when I started my, you know, I started paying attention to the Knicks, you know, and I really liked the Knicks, and they were great, you know what I mean? They were doing well in the playoffs and all that. And once those players left, I didn't like the guys they got after that. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I could connect with the team because I didn't like the players they had. You know what I'm saying? And then, that was like the last of basketball I watched for a while. Then I found out there was these boys out west that was, shooting the lights out the building, and I started watching the Splash Brothers play basketball, and that's when they still had Harrison Barnes on the team, and they was just shooting threes all over. I'm like, yo, these boys is exciting to watch. Like, I really enjoy. And then what made me love the team was they drafted all these dudes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They didn't just go and sign all these boys and create a super team or whatever. Like, they really did the work to put that team together. So I was like, yo, I'm really feeling this franchise. And then watching Curry play, it was like, yo, that, like, for me, when Curry leaves that team, that's it for me as a Warriors fan, because I connect with Curry. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I became a fan of the team, it was because of the player. And I think, it's tough because I think you're right. What you said is exactly right now. I think for this Bills team, it was easy to connect with the players, but not the team. But because of the show, now I feel that there's a connection with the team where, all right, listen, the staff, come on, staff, figure it out, get it right. Come on, owner, figure it out, get it right. Come on, head coach, figure it out, get it right. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll still be the type of person that connects more with the players than anything, because those are the guys I'm watching on Sundays, But at the end of the day, I think there are a lot of people out there that may not realize that that's how they start off being a fan, because that's how I started. Like, for me, again, during the drought, it was Nate Clements and Antoine Winfield. After that, it was Stevie. And I think at the same time it was Marshawn Lynch, but he was here for a sneeze and a cough. And after that, it was, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't get into Fred Jackson. Yeah, I respected him as a player. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because of who he was and what he did for the team and where he came from, Cole College and all that stuff. But I just, because I liked Lynch so much more, and the beast mode and the style of play and all that, like, I was mad that he left and we were stuck with Fred Jackson. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, go out and give me some. And when CJ Spiller came in, I was like, all right, there's hope. We got this guy that this a home run hitter. Nope. Stuck with Fred Jackson again because he's the most effective dude. You know what I mean? So it was that period of time was hard for me as a Bills fan, because I didn't have nobody that I could hold on to they pads and say, this my guy right here. I know every Sunday this dude going to go out and make me proud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now, I mean, Josh Allen is that dude. Like, no matter where I go, like you were saying, no matter where I go, somebody just got into the car. I was driving Uber yesterday. Somebody got into the car. So who's your favorite team? I said, you should already know, and I pointed to the hat, and they chuckled, but this lady was like, I hate the Bills. And the first, like, during the drought, you know how it is during the drought. What the you say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be ready to fight, but because I know who we are now, because I know we got Josh, and he's the best quarterback in the league to me, you can say whatever you want. Right. Like, okay, well, who's your team? Like, that's one of the best things to be able to ask now at this point in time with the Bills. Like, who's your team? She said the Cowboys. I'm like,
got it. Okay.
Right. Okay. All right. And I chuckle inside a little bit, and then I say, man, y'all ain't doing so well this season. You know what I'm saying? Because I can. Yep. But for me, that was the transition, and all of that is to say, I think that's why it's easier for me and everybody like me to connect with, I don't want to say any team, but I like players outside of the city. Yeah. I like, and even in the city, I like players more than I like the team, because at the end of the day, the colors is cool, but if the people repping my colors and wearing my colors suck, I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be screaming for us to get somebody better. I ain't going to be, repping those players. I'm not going to be wearing jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still to this day, The only jersey you've ever seen me wear on the show is a Marshawn Lynch jersey. That's the only jersey I will put on my back and wear around here because that's one of the dudes that I respect like more than anything. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else leaves.
Yeah, I have a screen printed Drew Bledsoe shirt jersey kind of combination thing.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Yeah, I don't wear jerseys unless I don't wear jerseys at all anymore. You know, Mitchell and Ness was cool because at least the player retired as a Bill or played and it's not playing anywhere else. Because if you get that jersey, somebody you got to put tape on it. So look, the situation. It's a bad situation,
right?
You know, but no, I think I get it. I get it. You know, you guys love the game on the NFL level, whereas I don't. You know, I think that's the differing factor. You know, for me, I played a little football, but I never loved the game. Yeah. You know, I loved UB. I loved the memories at UB. I loved the Bills. I love the memories of the Bills.
Yeah, you love basketball, bro.
I love basketball. Yeah, basketball is where I am. You know,
I'm like A when it comes to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The exact way I grew up in the '90s. Michael Jordan, that was my dude. Bulls was my team. After that, I had to find a team because I can never be loyal to a basketball team because I feel like we ain't got one, so I can't rock with the team.
Yeah.
So then comes Vince Carter. I had Vince Carter jerseys. That was my man.
Yeah.
Then Vince Carter left. I'm like, oh, who am I gonna watch now? Then Curry. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch Curry. Then I had my man KD, watching KD, and then my guy, which he didn't have a great career, but he's still my guy. You know.
I'm worried. Who is this?
Russell Westbrook, man.
Oh, he's doing big numbers over in Denver, dog.
That was my dude.
Dude, he's 200. He's got 200 triple doubles almost all
balling,
time.
but nobody respect him because he ain't. You know what I'm saying?
They hate on. They always hate on him.
He's never the player. He's never been the best player, and he doesn't have the ring.
They always hate on him.
He
Nasty.
literally averaged
a triple double.
That was his average, bro.
Yep, that's crazy.
Nasty.
Yeah.
But that's KD on his team.
But yeah, that's how I am with basketball. Like I can never be. There's no team that I'll ever bond with because it's not from Buffalo.
Right.
But the players, I gravitate to the players. In football, I love Bills, but at the same time, I had a Drew Brees jersey. I love Drew Brees as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. I would have had a Steve Smith jersey. That was my guy. But like with the Bills, Lee Evans all day, baby.
All day. I
used to rock the Lee Evans all day. That was my man.
Rock with Lee Evans, play with Lee Evans.
Lee Evans. I got. It's funny because you said jerseys. I'm like, yo, I got the jerseys of my favorite players at that time. Yeah. So right now, I got a Josh jersey. I had a Lee Evans jersey, Fred Jackson, and C.J. Spiller. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And when I was little, I didn't like the 90s Bills jersey because they felt weird, the little Puma joints. I didn't like them. I hated them. But I had a Bruce Smith, and I think I had an Andre Reed. But I didn't really like those jerseys because they didn't.
I wouldn't get no jerseys at that time, so it didn't matter. I was cool. No, I think to your point about basketball, I don't know. I think that's memory based as well. You know, because I was a Sean Kemp head. Why was I a Sean Kemp? My first ever game I sat down and watched Sean Kemp versus Olajuwon. I couldn't get enough. I said, I'm hooked. What the hell is going on?
Battle of the greats right there.
So that Sunday I had to watch David Robinson versus Michael Jordan. It was locked in. So what happens in 94? Sean Kemp plays against the Denver Nuggets, Dikembe Mutombo. Mutombo holding that ball over his head when they beat him in the quarterfinals. I said, I need to know what this team is about.
That was the day you became a Nuggets fan?
That was it.
Wow.
Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. I said, who is Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf? Who is Reggie Williams? Who are these guys? So what I did was Antonio McDyess got drafted that offseason after they went on. Then they came to Buffalo to the Odd. I saw him. I was there. I saw Dikembe. I saw Reggie. I saw Brian Williams, Mahmoud Abdul. I saw them all.
Wow.
McDyess. So at that point, never been anything but the Nuggets. Dang. The same way you know how I am on college. I can't play with anybody but UB. I can't do it. Ken can go get Notre Dame. I got to find out how I can get UB. Only reason I did it because I didn't want him talking mess because he's understanding the difference in the skill levels. But, you know, for me, it's just I don't know. It's just a memory of running up and down Alumni Arena. My uncle remembers this. My aunt, too. They used to hold me back because they used to, like threes, they used to toss hot dogs into the stands. I got probably about a gang of hot dogs every game.
Word?
We went to all the doubleheaders, the basketball game, doubleheaders. Man, I would catch everything they threw them. I'd run down the aisle. I was mossing people for these hot dogs. I was a little chunky. I was chunky, but it's okay. But it's those memories. You know, I can't tell you who plays for UB now. I can't tell you who the basketball players are. Yeah. But I bet you if I got to watch the college, I want to see what UB's up to. Right. You know, Sean Dole, why do I follow him so much? Not because he's excellent. He is. but because he plays for UB and he's doing big things, he's putting them on the map. Yep. So going along with that, I'm glad y'all said this. Who is your favorite non-Bill player now?
Ooh, right
in
now?
the NFL?
Yeah.
Man, I got to pick one.
Dang, is that many? Trader?
I know, right? That's a great question. I don't think I have one.
No.
And that's weird, right? It feels weird saying that. I don't think I have a favorite player on another team. I think the closest I probably get to that is watching Saquon Barkley play. I love watching him play. I feel like every game you got an opportunity to see him do something ridiculous every time. But I think what makes it so tough is when you have a Josh Allen on your team, is like, what else is interesting? I got a guy in my backyard I can just watch, and I'm getting a wow factor every time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So but yeah, I think Saquon Barkley would probably be it for me.
If I got to pick one, dang.
He really loves football.
Bro, I love it, man. It's gotta be between CeeDee Lamb and my boy Amon-Ra. It's got to be between those two.
Both receivers.
But the reason why I like CD, because I don't watch college, but I watched him in college, and I was amazed at him in college. I'm like, yep, that boy gonna be something. I was right, but unfortunately he didn't go to the Bills.
Right.
But like I said, when I had a Drew Brees jersey. Like, because I'm a Bills fan, I can't root for the team, so I got to root for the players. Yeah. So that's what, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll have to go with either CD or Amon-Ra. What about you, Key? Because you don't watch no other team, so do you even have one?
Yo, Roy said, I thought for sure Key would have a Kyle Williams jersey.
Yeah, I said, I responded. I said, they couldn't find it in my size.
I don't know how.
I mean, Kyle wasn't tall enough. I mean, he was wide enough, but it was going to be a hard to top situation. Don't have it.
That's cold. We got to get Kyle Williams on the show now.
with an autograph shirt just for me, I would take it. Believe it or not, I think.
Uh-oh.
This is going to stir up some controversy.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
It better not.
No, oh, God, no.
It better not who I think.
No, it's not. It's not.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. I am so ready, bro.
No,
go ahead and let them words fall off your lips.
No, it's not. It's not. Who you think?
Is it a quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Key, we got to fight, Key. We got to fight.
Does he wear the color orange currently?
Mm-mm.
No, he wears purple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
I have to say.
I ain't gonna lie. I got respect him.
Lamar is just exciting to me, and the reason why I picked Lamar Jackson is simply this. Stats wise, he's blowing it out of the water this year.
Yeah.
He finally got weapons. Blah blah blah. I don't care about MVPs. I don't care about that race. But for me, it's the fact that one, he bet on himself by letting his mom be his manager.
Yeah.
He bet on himself by saying the contract y'all offer me, even though I don't have legal counsel, is BS.
Yep.
You pay me my money. And the fact, he's electrifying. Everybody says Josh, he does stuff nobody else can do, but Lamar does too.
Yeah.
I think if we got to do this, it can be Mahomes, whatever. I don't even want to compare Josh and Mahomes anymore. Let's do these two. Because these are the two that, and it's not even that they're not on the same level.
But until one of them slams Mahomes off of that mountain.
But see, that goes back to the point we said earlier. We got to beat the boy.
Right.
Yeah. We got to beat him.
Right.
I don't want nobody else to do it. Say, you're welcome. No, I don't want to be welcome to you.
Yeah, I asked the question, would you be okay if the Chiefs lost to another team, but you beat the team that beat the Chiefs, and that still makes you the team that beat the Chiefs, essentially? Would you be okay with that?
Only if I get the ring.
That's what I said.
That's exactly what I said.
That's only the ring, because if another team beat the Chiefs and I beat that team and we still don't get the ring, then to me it's like it was all for nothing. It's all for nothing.
That's a great point. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And my last question for y'all, because this is the episode of episodes. Who is your favorite non-Bill of all time?
Non-Bill of all time.
I feel like we need some elevator music right now.
I'm gonna have to me. I can never just pick just one, man.
You sir indecisive.
It's like Lay's potato chips to you right
Right?
now.
Can't just eat one.
Like, It's got to be prime time.
I was very close to just letting that off right then and there.
Prime time, or like I said, I have a huge place in my heart for Drew Brees because I just love the man's game and the fact that he was an underdog. He was short. People said he wasn't going to be good enough, and he used to dominate with his size and being a little guy, and he used to air that joint out in New Orleans, man. But, yeah, I think overall I'm going to have to go with Deion because he was so electrifying, man.
I hope I don't get canceled for this. You go first.
Are you gonna say Tom Brady?
No. For 16 years, they told me I was never big enough. I was never strong enough. Ray Lewis.
Ooh.
Got to be Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, okay.
The mentality, 17 years of destruction, the mentality. I mean, Chad Ochocinco runs into this guy. He doesn't even know he hit him. And he gives himself a concussion. I mean, Ray Lewis's mentality is his look at how I work. Look at how I am in my job. I wish I could be that kind of guy. Yeah. You know, I take it seriously, but that's a different level of dedication. And I think that's a guy that I would aspire for Ken to be like, yo, I want to be like that. Because you can't fail when you have that mentality. When you're like that, you don't fail. Even if you fail, you succeed.
Right.
So for 17 years of being the best at what you do, I don't think you can top it.
Ray Lewis was that dude.
Oh, your boy Steve Lynn.
What'd he say?
Bo
Jackson.
No.
What? Oh, my God. He said Pat Mahomes.
The Mahomie.
Steve, you about to get canceled, bro. You can't be saying that in this chat. Oh, my gosh. Lindsay said hers is Ray Lewis. I got to go with Michael Vick.
Yo, I was going to go Vick, but I'm like, when he was the Ravens, when he was with the Falcons, I was rocking when I loved him. Like he on the mat, and he was the dude on Madden.
He's the only player in Madden that I've ever played with that was as unstoppable in the game as he was on the field.
Judy, Vic was the cheat code, bro.
He really was.
Every time I face him in Madden,
Vic is the reason that Junie no longer plays Madden.
Yo,
Like
yes, I can't stand it.
those of you who ever played Tecmo Bowl know that Bo Jackson was an ultimate cheat code.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
In Madden, Michael Vick was that cheat code for Madden.
Yep.
He was the cheat code.
That's it. So for me, I think when I think of Michael Vick, I think of the one quarterback in NFL history that had everything that you would want a quarterback to have. Like Lamar Jackson is close in terms of, speed, but he don't have the arm strength Michael Vick had. Josh Allen has the arm strength, but he don't have the speed Michael Vick had. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Michael Vick was everything you would want in a playmaking a quarterback, and he was a lefty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how hard it is to play in the NFL as a lefty when everything the way teams build the way franchises build their teams is they have to do it the opposite way for you now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So all of that stuff, and then on top of that, like it didn't even matter who his ancillary pieces were. Like the dude was playing with Peerless Price and
Algie Crumpler. Algie Crumpler.
And Algie Crumpler, I mean, yes. he was hitting the butt. We used to call Algie Crumpler the butt. He was hitting the butt all over the field. for buku yards, and it wasn't nothing nobody could do about it. And Crumpler was no playmaker by any means, but he was the only dude that people couldn't get around to swat the ball down. So that's who got the ball. They ignored him half the time to cover Peerless Price and Roddy White and all the other receivers they had, and left Crumpler open, so he got the ball. But that's kind of beside the point. The point is, when you think of everything that you would want in a quarterback to lead your friend, he had the leadership qualities minus the dog stuff. He had the athleticism. Listen, don't get it twisted. Deep ball accuracy with this dude.
Yep.
He had the accuracy. Sometimes his mechanics would get a little rushed and he would throw an errant pass, but a lot of that had to do with the offensive line he was playing behind.
Yeah. I would say short and middle is what he struggled with, but that deep he had it on a lot.
Yes.
Remember when he played for the Eagles? He used to hit Jerry Maclin and Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, my God.
Dude.
It was unstoppable, that Eagles offense that year. It really was. I remember watching that team thinking, yo, if they don't go to the Super Bowl this year, it's gonna be a shame, and it did end up being a shame.
I got to add one more person to my list. I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
I have to add him just because when I started watching football, he was the first player that I fell in love with that was not a Buffalo Bills.
Who's that?
And to this day, he's still my man, Barry Sanders.
Who's that?
Oh yeah,
Barry Sanders.
Oh yeah.
When I started watching football, I felt guilty because everybody was like, Thurman. I'm like, yeah, Thurman's cool, but that boy
right? He ain't that dude.
is a monster.
Yep.
I still think to this day, had he not retired in 9 seasons, Barry Sanders would have broke every rushing record there is. He would have had two 2,000-yard seasons, more yards, more than Emmett and Thurman. That was my guy. Barry Sanders was that guy.
Roy says best LH QB,
Left-handed.
left-handed QB. Oh, Steve Young or Mike Vick. I mean that depends on what you want in your quarterback.
I mean, Steve Young, he was successful in the NFL. He got the Super Bowls. He was that guy. And truth be told, he was running that ball too.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
beast.
He was running that ball too.
But he also-
without the speed.
He
that
also
Vic
had a how do you call it? He had one of the best offensive minds in NFL history coaching him at the time.
He had one of the best teams too. You had that 49ers
Oh,
team.
yeah,
That
easily.
boys was loaded.
Yep.
Front and back.
Vic never had none of that.
No.
So I mean I guess if I'm comparing it to, I got to go with Michael Vick.
I mean, like if you want to go like accolades and achievements, it's got to be Young.
Steve,
but
yeah.
overall player, like player strengths and attributes, it's got to be Vic because he had the speed, the strong arm.
Yeah, I
Do
agree.
you know what would have made Barry Sanders better?
What?
Mike Vick better?
What?
Ree's tea. Ree's tea.
That was
So one
smooth.
part refreshing,
You
one
gotta
part
do it
delicious.
that way from now on.
Two
You
parts
have
healthy.
to segue right into that.
That's what you
Never
can expect
change,
when
bro.
there's only 4 ingredients.
Oh,
I don't even drink tea, but guess what? That's a good drink there. What are you doing? Head on over to Ree's. Get your supply at a case and individual. I'm sorry. Why would you do that? Get a case. You won't be disappointed. What would I do without you guys? You guys make me go. I tell you that right now. And what'll make you guys go is some Ree's tea. See for yourself. Ree's tea. Click on the link in the description below. Use the code Drew. Let them know who sent you.
Smooth like Gary Coleman.
yes, sir. All right, listen, if y'all hearing that music, and you should be by now, hopefully, please do us a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell if you could. Make that thing
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
so that you can get notifications when we send notifications. Like, we're still playing around with the time for Monday's show. It's a post-game show. We know it's important. I'm leaning towards just keeping it at 6 because Key won't be able to be with us until 7:30ish, somewhere around there. Maybe we go a little bit later that day, you know what I mean, just to give you a little bit more time to get your rocks off. Not that you need to get your rocks off on the show, but I mean,
You never know.
God forbid we lose and then you go on a rant. So
It
just we'll leave that open ended there. But yeah, so we're playing around with that time. I will put out an announcement Sunday before the game. We should know for sure. Probably around 5-6 o'clock. I'll have it ironed out as to what time we're gonna do the show. So links for our social media pages, obviously you can see them at the bottom of the screen right now, or you can find them in the description of this video. You can just go right in there, click it, take you right to us. You can message us. Please feel free to comment on any of our episodes, or whatever you want. You want to have a conversation about anything, that's fine. We have people that hit us up all the time just to talk about everyday news.
Anything.
We are here for all of it. Okay, so
I would suggest find me on Twitter. I don't really look at my Instagram that much though. So if you do follow me, I thank you. But follow me on Twitter.
I actually have my notifications on for Instagram, but
yeah. See, I don't put anything on there, so they're like, "Yo, this dude's boring as hell."
no, if somebody messages me on Facebook or Instagram, I get the notification.
Yeah.
For some reason on Twitter, it's intermittent. Like it sometimes it comes, sometimes it don't. Show
never
up until
know.
I go and check it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, so let's do it
try.
like this. If you want to get a hold of Key, Twitter. If you want to get a hold of me, you can go on Instagram and
I
Facebook.
will try anything you do. I'm grateful. Anything you do, but if I don't see it, I'm not ignoring you. I apologize ahead of time.
Right. Mac, do you have anywhere in specific they can reach you?
If you're gonna hit me, you gotta hit me on Instagram.
The gram.
On the gram.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. Where can they hit you? I'll make sure I put it in the chat too.
Bro,
I don't even know.
I don't even.
Yeah.
I think
We'll
it's
put it in the description.
14, but I'm not sure.
It'll be in the description
The man
below.
is not on social media,
No.
like barely at all. Which is fine. He's a busy dude, seriously. But listen, we appreciate y'all watching and hanging out with us on this Black Friday when y'all could be doing anything else. Y'all chose to be here with us, and we really do appreciate that. We're gonna keep the content going strong for y'all. We thank you for watching. This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the All Truth, No Sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac.
And 40 keys.
Y'all have a great night. Thank you.
See ya.
Peace.